last time I lost a decent chunk of progress, not anything crazy. I still have the 5th badge. I fed the orange berries to the mill tank, and what I had done was buy Moo Moo Milks and then go towards the Safari Zone to take on the Team Rocket scenario that was added in this hack. And then I got a random black screen, which I've never seen before, like on both screens, so I couldn't even do any inputs. And so what we're gonna do, even though it could be tied to this being glitched out, I'm just gonna save more regularly, as I probably should have been to begin with. I just didn't expect something that, you know, akin to a hard crash where I would lose a good chunk of progress. I probably should have just stopped before doing the Team Rocket thing like I said I was gonna do anyway. But it should be fine, I hope. And I don't know if it's... like, I don't know if these glitches are a problem with the emulator. I know some of them are. Or if it is partially to do with whatever ROM I patched, or if it has to do with the patch itself, or any combination of those 3 things. But the fact of the matter is I lost not an insignificant amount of progress, but also not anything, like, terrible. The main thing is that the trainer battles are just slow. So even getting through a few battles here and there can be a notable time sink. So I guess I didn't give the medicine to Jasmine because I think when you step out the elevator, you get a call about the Safari Zone being taken over. Because normally I think in vanilla you get a call about it being opened. Yeah. Also weird that I never noticed her hair clipping through the glass there. Might be accentuated because of the glass seems to be like some kind of 3D entity, so I don't know if it's just more noticeable because that's anti-aliased or something like that in this version of Desmume. And I know some people suggest like, oh, Melon DS is a good emulator, and maybe there's, I know like, what, Drastic is another one. My thing is like, I've been using Desmume for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years at this point. Is that right? Yeah, something like 7 or 8 years, yeah. And I'm just kind of stuck in my ways as far as like knowing my way around it settings-wise and whatever. And even though most of my time played on Desmume is the Pokemon games, which, you know, infamously aren't like the most refined because at least the Desmume developers at one point were, for some reason, like really passive-aggressively against Pokemon for some reason. So there's that. But for the most part, these games work fine on Desmume, I feel like. Now, I don't want to save like every 2 steps that I take, but we gave the secret medicine, we got healing items. I think I'll save, and then I think... I don't know, maybe I'll save after every double battle, because they're kind of long. But saving after every single battle is going to drag things even more. Obviously. Move these in front. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to get through, like, the radio tower today or anything, but I'm thinking... it's this Safari Zone scenario, which shouldn't be terribly long. And then Jasmine, which is just her. I don't think she has any gym trainers even in this hack. Maybe that was changed? It's possible there were gym trainers added for the hack, but normally there's not. And then there's quite a few just regular trainers on the way to Mahogany and the Lake of Rage, but I feel like we'll probably get through the Rocket Hideout today. That's kind of the goal. What's up, Space Cowboy? Good to see ya. Mean look is a thing of like I'm not trapped in with you, you're trapped here with me, Mr. Golbat. Because I don't know if this one-shots, but it's going to do a lot. Oh, it does one-shot. Very nice. Goes in a cack turn. I do have fighting moves, but... I mean, Stark is the right play here, but I kind of want to go Corneo to get him... Because, like, Stark is going to be, again, the catch-all against any non-fire type, basically. Which is great to have an answer for that, but... I also don't want to, like, completely... like, rely on it at every instance when I have alternatives. Especially when I'm trying to get Murkrow to 45 before I get the Duskstone. Or before I evolve it, at least. Should probably one-shots, yeah. Murkrow's not the strongest, but Cacturn's pretty frail. Goes to Mighty. Gets the Intimidate off. I do wish that, I wish this thing had U-turn. Obviously, I would have to pick, assuming I couldn't rebuy U-turn somewhere if there's not a second one in this hack. But I do wish this thing had U-turn. He might have, like, the Fangs, which is a little troubling. I would imagine he goes for, like, Thunder Bang or something to that effect here. Goes for Roar. Okay, that's fine, too. Pulls Murkrow back out. I'm just gonna fly. I'm gonna check... I don't know if I should check Murkrow or Honchkrow. I'm pretty sure I checked both of them for U-turn in a previous stream. Okay, Fire Fang Burn is shitty, but I think we still kill this, even with, like... I'd be surprised if Feint Attack didn't kill. Yeah. I'm not seeing U-turn on you. What about, like... Gen 5? I'm not seeing it. Gets U-turn in Gen 9. That's when it first gets U-turn. Okay. So I'm anticipating probably Aurora Crystal is going to, like it did with this hack, not necessarily add a bunch of new moves. That'd be nice, but certainly giving Pokemon access to moves that existed that maybe they didn't get in this gen. So, yeah. It just seems weird to not... I feel like a lot of birds tend to get U-turn, but not Murkrow and Honchkrow for some reason. And this was before Parting Shot was a thing also. Parting Shot would be fine too, in fact. I assume that it gets that in more modern generations. Maybe? No? Okay, maybe not. Dark type with Prankster doesn't get Parting Shot. Okay. Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. What? Is she just like... Did you know? We need help. It's funny. Seadra. Potentially static this. Just for crunch. I'm just gonna Brick Break. I mean, if it goes for like Hyper Fang, that'll kill me. But I can at least chip this in range for something else to pick it up. Pick up the kill. There's Crunch again. Can you get parried? I guess the defense drop. I don't think you get Pursuit. I'm gonna simply... I mean, you're furthest behind, but I don't know if you live 2 crunches. I mean, it is base 95 defense, though. What does your defense look like compared to Oni's? Quite a bit bulkier, sorta. So as long as it doesn't get a defense drop, I should live 2. If it's gonna keep spamming that, at least. Okay, nice. And I'll just Surf. It's one of those cases where it's like, okay, Brine, you know, does do double damage at half health, but it's like, well, Surf kills, though. Oh, I didn't get Ice Beam like I did last time. And I didn't give this the Razor Claw. I feel like Surf probably kills you, so I'm gonna go for it here. Nice. Yeah, because we're still working on training up Seadra to like 35-ish. So let's fly on over to Goldenrod real quick. And because we can buy coins in this hack, I can get the TM for Ice Beam again, teach it to Seadra. I don't really feel like waiting, especially given how many, like, Golbats and shit we're going to be encountering with Team Rocket. I feel like having ice coverage is going to be helpful. Yeah. So we'll spend... Oh my god, I did it again. I wish there was cursor memory in the menus in these games. Like, the Gen 5 games do that. Like, when you go to buy lemonades, I believe it leaves the cursor on the last selection that you made. So I'm, like, so used to that, because that's a feature in, like, a lot of games, even, that came out even, like, before this. Wait, you have... Yeah. Technical Machine. Ice Beam. Because technically... Wait, I also taught Gengar Psychic, which I might not have done yet, also. Yeah. I should probably look up where the Choice Scarf and Choice Specs are, because I have the Choice Band already. Go to Brine. I had thought about using Speed Up to get through this section, but, like, I hadn't done... Well, I had done, I guess, kind of a lot. I was, like, at least halfway through this scenario. So it's a little bit unfortunate, for sure. I feel like, obviously, eventually I'll want, like, Energy Ball or something like that. Wanted some input. Oh, totally, man. I apologize for that. I'll take a look at that after the stream and let you know what I think. It has been a little while since I've been in the market for, like, buying PC parts and stuff like that, so I'm a little bit out of the loop, but I'm sure I'd be able to help confirm whether it's a good bang for your buck. Yeah, I've been feeling, like, a little... like, on and off under the weather lately. A little bit. Not, like, coughing and sneezing, but more, like, just, like, fatigue. And, that's not the greatest thing ever, but I think it's probably just a little head cold or something weird that is sticking around a little longer than I anticipated. Yeah, no, I mean, that works, too. Hit me with the deets. Alright, let's see. So I taught Ice Beam and Psychic to you. And you. Yeah, I don't know if Sludge Bomb makes sense in this hack. I keep saying that, but... Let's think. Still need this. Yeah, everyone is still caught up. I don't think I have any rare candies, no. I'll make a save here now that we've done a little bit. I guess an update, though, is I did finish Yakuza 6. I got through it pretty quickly. I mean, like I said, I played a lot on, like, Saturday in particular, so that helped. But yeah, I wasn't planning to finish it yesterday, but then it was, like, finale, and I was like, oh, already? Not that I was complaining, I was kind of ready for it to be done, honestly. I don't want to get into details, per se, but I was kind of underwhelmed by it, though. That's kind of my overall take. Would you go for, like, Crunch? If it goes for Crunch off rip, and it's a Dark type in this hack, then well played. Oh, you do go for Crunch. Are you a Dark type in this hack? I would say probably not. So Viper, no type changes. So Psychic should kill. If you're faster, then I was gonna say I'll change Gengar to Timid then, because, like, oh my god. I know Viper's not that fast, but I was just like, you never know. You never know. There's, like, EVs or something, which I don't think is typically the case on mons like this. What would you go for? Levitate. So you probably go for Fire Move. Yep. Does get the burn, which is unfortunate. Get the Surf. Let me just double check. Volume looks okay, cool. Oh, I need to put Razor Claw in this to try to take advantage of Sniper, if possible. Pretty certain this dies to Surf. Alright, you'd probably go for one of your stab moves here. I'm gonna bank on that. I think the only dark move you'd probably have is, like, Pursuit or something, and you didn't. Goes for T-Spike, okay. I just Psychic. 8 gigs RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. RTX 2050. I mean, that sounds pretty solid to me. Especially because, like, the only thing I would say is, like, maybe you want a little bit more RAM for doing editing and stuff like that. Like, maybe. Yeah, it's solid. It's, gosh, I'm trying to think about, like, on the scale of, like, a laptop, though. I feel like that's pretty good. Even though 2050 is, like, I guess 2 gens behind at this point, you're probably not going to be... I don't think that's going to matter too much if you're not gaming, like, super intensively. It's more so going to be on, like, the CPU, which is Intel, so that's, like, made more for gaming than AMD, which, from what I remember when I was building my PC, AMD is better for editing software and stuff like that, typically. I don't know if things have changed, but then again, it's an older processor to an extent. I don't know if I just saved, but I'm just gonna save. Anyway. Yeah, the main thing that stands out to me is, like, maybe you would want, like, 12 or 16 gigs of RAM, like, maybe. For editing purposes, but at the same time, I'm sure it's also, like, a major step up from what you were using before. But also, Black Friday is not, and Cyber Monday and stuff like that is not too far off. So you could either get that for cheaper, potentially, or end up getting something better for around the same price, if you're willing to wait an extra, what is it, 2 weeks or something like that. But it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know if that's like super helpful or anything, but yeah, I do know, pretty sure that CPU is probably like two generations behind as well. But like, you don't necessarily want to get the latest and greatest per se, because like that's gonna break the bank and also probably be overkill for what you want anyway, or for what you need for editing purposes. I feel like I just keep going Gar, because Gar's not going to be that great into Jasmine. Especially if I miss Focus Blast. Like, that's the only thing I can really do to deal with Jasmine with the Gengar. So it's not a bad idea to get levels here. Oh, that is the Black Friday discount? Okay, bet. Okay, yeah, that adds up, because I wouldn't be surprised if some of these companies are like, let's just make it a whole month-long thing and get people to spend and whatever. I mean, that seems pretty damn solid to me for $500. For sure. Because, you know, the sky's the limit as far as what you could potentially spend on, like, PC hardware and stuff like that. It's just, like, it's kind of crazy, but you really don't need, like, anything super crazy. Again, especially if you're not, like, trying to, like, play brand new releases at, like, you know, max settings or anything like that. But you have your PlayStation for that kind of stuff anyway. But yeah, I would say for, like, low-intensity gaming and for video editing and stuff, I think that'll be solid. Let's see if we can land a Focus Blast. Nice. Although, again, if they do have a version of it that has a little bit more RAM, that might not be a bad idea. Wasn't a shark. We do get healed after this, so I am down to just try to land a Focus Blast. Giga Drain probably killed anyway, but what's up, Eric? Good to see you. All right, that's one double battle down. Every time it fades to black now, I'm gonna be, like, nervous that, the game's gonna crash. And it was weird, because last time the game crashed, not even, like, on a screen transition or something. It was literally just... I, like, walked up to that item that is above the waterfall, and I might have grabbed it, or I was, like, on my way to it or something. I was a few steps away, and it just, like, stopped working randomly. But everything else seemed fine, just the game stopped. Alright, it might seem a little bit dumb staying in on the grass type here, but Seadra here has the same special attack stat as Kingdra, from what I'm recalling. So not a bad idea to just, like, gauge damage here. Although if it clicks a grass move, I'll be a little bit sad. Oh. Different drain move on a different target than I anticipated. Ice Beam this. Pretty confident Ice Beam will one-shot Murkrow. Taunts the Umbreon. No, taunts me. What? That was aimed at Gloom, I assume. Just keep Ice Beaming Murkrow. As long as... If Seadra gets to 35, then I'll feel a little bit better about switching around more when it makes sense. But I want to try to catch him up. Also, I didn't nickname him. That got lost also. Just half. Yeah, need to put the Razor Claw on Seadra and nickname it. But depending on what happens, I might just wait until... Well, okay, maybe after Patrol, when I need to go heal, I'll go to Goldenrod and heal. Just try to surf. That's fine too. Yeah, I think I've been, I think I'm far enough into this hack, which is still solid, but I do think even if Aurora Crystal makes some changes that I'm not, like, the biggest fan of, I think it will be a better experience. Now it has me curious to play vanilla, or like original Voltweight 2, to really like see if I feel similarly still. Or if I'm just like, not like realizing how great the improvements were with Redux. Because no doubt there were improvements, or at least like, I just don't know if the improvements, like some of the changes were necessarily improvements. Yeah, this will kill Torkoal, more than likely. I was thinking that he might Flamethrower the Nuzleaf. If it kills, then Fly probably kills Octillery, though. Okay, nice. Yeah, the main thing right now is, for the team, is I think getting Corneo to 45 so we can get Sucker Punch. I don't want to get there too early, but we really don't have much to do before there's not really much before Jasmine, and then we're at Mount Mortar, which I think we get Strength right before, which I want to say Jasmine's badge allows you to use, or like one of the ones I already have at least. So I think Price's Whirlpool and Claire's Waterfall. Be able to just upgrade the RAM later on. I don't know if that's a thing with laptops. That's the only thing. Because usually these things are so, like, specifically, like, inset into the machine. Like, as far as I understand, usually laptops aren't really upgradable in the same way that a desktop would be. Need a self reset just to make sure this doesn't screw with anything. I think I went nearly a whole stream a little earlier in this series without encountering that infamous HGSS glitch. That's right, Petrel's here. Is there anything on the bottom, or is it blocked? Oh my god. Alright. I think I want to actually lead something better than Seadra. I forget if there is... I know there's some hidden items in that cave, but I'm trying to remember... Why do I feel like there used to be a heart scale over here or something? Not this way, I don't think, but... I just want to see here. Because for some reason I remember in my previous playthroughs of at least vanilla HGSS, like going out of my way to do this, because there was something here. It might have been a heart scale. Or maybe I just did it to be thorough, but there's also over the way where you can get a Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like this item over here was not the Deep Sea Tooth originally. I would bet on that because Huntail's not in the regional decks, so it wouldn't make sense for them to give that to you. And plus I know for a fact that evolutionary items specifically were moved around for the sake of having them accessible. Why is this beeping over here? Oh, maybe this is the same loading zone as like the other lower floors. That would make sense. No. Alright, let's see. I forget what he leads. I know he has a wheezing that is very scary. I'm kind of thinking maybe I just try to lead Gengar and like sweep with it or something. I really need... I mean, I put Psychic on Gengar partially for instances like this. I don't think I had it on it when I fought Petrel before. What do you lead? Eradicate. Oh, that's right. I think you outsped and crunched last time. I kind of don't want to fuck around with this guy. I'm just going to go to my resist. I don't know if you have Fire Fang, so like I wonder if I should switch out, but I kind of feel like this Flame Wheel, which still murders me, I think. Yeah. Okay. The fact of the matter is, he had Fire Move, and I thought about switching into Pele, but alas, I didn't. Super Fang, maybe you get paralyzed. Or not. The problem is that Crunch does too much. I should have scouted for the Fire move. Okay, nice dodge. That would have killed for sure. But this should kill. Yeah, and I guess Murkrow is another one that's not going to be too useful against Jasmine. Unless she's running like... setup or something. You're going to Thunder. I wish this was Motor Drive, but it's not yet until it evolves. But I should live a Thunder, and then I can pivot out into something else on like a Sludge Bomb. What? Can you make it make sense? Would you Fire Blast again, or would you Sludge Bomb? I'm gonna try to say that it goes for Fire Blast again, but I don't know anymore. They'd just be clicking buttons straight up. I'm just gonna Plume. Get some damage. I'm pretty sure Psychic would one-shot this from Gengar, but I just wanted to make sure, you know. Oh, we also lived. This thing is gonna get plenty of use against Jasmine, though, so I'm not too worried about it evolving, like, right this instant, per se. What are you doing? See, I can't tell if that's the AI, like, making predictions on switches, or if it's literally just clicking buttons. Skuntank. We are Flash Fire boosted, so I think, I mean, you might have Sucker Punch or something, but I just Flash Fire boost Lava Plume here, which does a shit ton, and we get the burn. Those are Double Edge. Beat up. That's fine. I'm assuming the only special move you have is Flamethrower, which I resist, and I have a good defense stat, so yeah, even a crit doesn't do enough. Well, you are burned, I guess, but... Wait, does crit ignore the damage reduction from burn? I feel like it's separate. I feel like burn is separate than actual stat boosts. Because it technically reduces the power of moves by half, as opposed to lowering your attack stat by half. I think that is effectively the same thing, numbers-wise, like calc-wise, I think. But there is like a subtle difference there in that it's possible that crits don't ignore burn. Nice, that went a lot more smoothly. It helps that I knew that his Weezing had Fire Blast and Thunder, though. Even though I didn't take advantage of the Fire Blast thing, he ended up clicking it into my Flash Firemon anyway. I guess, technically, if Quilava wasn't Flash Fire, then technically, yes, Fire Blast would have killed and hit something on the switch if I went into something to try to block Thunder. I guess. Alright, now Pele is the only non-level 36. So in that case, we're gonna fly to Goldenrod, rename Seadra. Because I'm gonna have to, like, fly somewhere to heal up anyway. Although I guess if I'm going back to Cianwood, I guess I will just heal there. I think we just went with Neptune, which is, you know, a little unoriginal, but screw it. It should be fine. Ooh. But yeah, assuming that I can find this Dusk Stone, which I want to say that in the docs, Dre said something about wanting to have evolution items accessible before, I don't know if it was the Elite Four or Kanto or something like that. Let me see. I think there's some, maybe there's not. No, never mind. You can now access the Battle Frontier after earning the Mineral Badge from Jasmine, though. Apparently. Which is interesting. There's move tutors over there, so I guess that would be the main thing. Also, the EXP share is from a scientist in Violet's Pokemon Center. I could have had it this whole fucking time. Okay. Do we go get that now? I feel like the team is, like, pretty even right now. Whoops. Mount Mortar's second. It says the Dusk Zone is Mount Mortar's second room. I don't know. I'm like, is that going to require Waterfall? Is that something that I can access pre-price? I would assume so. You know what they say about assumptions? They're not always correct. I mean, you could probably manage with 8 gigs. I was just thinking kind of from, like, it's kind of a meme in, like, I guess the PC community to an extent of, like, future-proofing, where it's like, okay, in reality, it's going to be outdated within a few months, even if you got the latest and greatest, because there's constantly new stuff coming out. But you could probably manage with 8 gigs. I was just thinking, especially for editing, I feel like it'd be nice to have a little bit more if possible. Especially because it's not common to be able to upgrade a laptop like that. Really, I mean, if there was any component that you could potentially do it with, then RAM would be it. Because it's usually just, you know, 2 sticks slotted in there. So if you swapped out the 2, if it's a single 8 gig stick, or if it's 2 4 gigs, if they even make 4 gig sticks, then you would think that you could just get a similar model of either a single 16 gig stick or 2 8 gig sticks and just replace them. But I don't know that is. I think it would just really depend on how it's built. And that would definitely be something that I wouldn't want to mess with myself. But again, if even that 8 gigs of RAM is a step up from your previous setup, then you probably will be fine, because you were doing just fine with whatever you were working with before, kind of deal. And I think you mentioned that that laptop was pretty old, the one that broke. So you'll probably be fine with that. You probably would be. I know I'm being kind of wishy-washy, but it's also like, I don't want to make the decision for you, you know, obviously. Especially when, you know, a good chunk of change is on the line, kind of deal. Alright, unnecessary crit on Snover. This might have been the battle that Pele evolved in last time before I lost a bit of my progress. And I was saying that I want to make sure, because I'm having deja vu, I want to make sure that I don't pass level 36, because I do want to get... Oh, I didn't remove cut. How close are you to leveling up? I guess I could just remove Swift. God damn it. My last save had to have been after Patrol, right? This doesn't matter too much. I could just PK Hex it, change it, whatever, but like... I know T-Punch is not going to be a permanent fixture on the moveset, I've explained this already, but it is better than Cut. And Typhlosion's move pool is kind of shit. I saved before fucking Petrel. Okay, I'm really bad about this, I'm very sorry. He leads Raticate. Fuck me, dude. God fucking damn it. You have Fire move. What else would Eradicate have? Like normal move. I think I maybe just lead this and fighting move it. God fucking damn it, dude. I said I was gonna save more often, and then I didn't save after like the major boss fight that I actually did okay against. Quick Claw Rock. Maybe I get a static para for the first time in my life. That would be cool. Oh, we dodge actually, so and we get 2 Quick Claw Rocks in a row, so we take those. I think it's understandable that I forgot, though, because I just... Like, losing that progress randomly like that, when I did a bunch of random shit, like teaching certain moves to certain mons and stuff, I think it's understandable. Do I go Pele here? I think it's safe to... Yeah, even if I kill this. Also, you jab. I'm just gonna do a lot and maybe poison me. I simply Lava Plume here for Chip. Get the burn again. So I should live this barring poison. This dies to burn. I think I had something in before that, though, right? Yeah, I would have had to because we're playing set mode. So Oni gets a good chunk of EXP. Does Wheezing come out here? I'm gonna go into this predicting Wheezing to come out, and if it's his other Mon, then that's still fine because Psychic still schools Golbat. Although it might be faster if it's like EV'd. This should one-shot. I would be very surprised if it didn't. Wow, it didn't. Okay. Spit F dropped, it doesn't matter. He Fire Blasts me. I want to say I'll live this, because it's not stab. I don't think it'll one-shot. Yeah. Okay, nice. I'll just Shadow Ball. Not that it matters. Yeah, and like I was saying before, Gengar getting extra levels here, getting ahead of the rest of the team's not bad, because it's not going to be very good against Jasmine. Really, that's going to be like Electabuzz and Quilava's time to shine, really. And maybe Scizor as well. And I mean, yeah, I could Focus Blast the Steelix or something, but I'd rather just Lava Plume it. It's like same difference, really. Alright, so now we fly to Goldenrod and Name Read the Seadra, then fly back to Cianwood and delete Cut off of Quilava. And that should be everything, barring just like doing the actual battles. Okay. This feels like somewhat of a cursed playthrough, in a way. But I think it's just because this hack is old. We heal. I didn't get the EXP share, but who gives a shit? Everyone is like on par already. So I don't really know that I want to do that. Also gotta give the Razor Claw to Seadra. Increase that crit rate. And I can always focus energy to, I want to say that just gets you to a 1 in 3 chance, but it's better than nothing. I was thinking also about changing Scizor from Banded to Iron Plate, because the bug moves are going to do a shit ton even without Band. Like, he's like nearly one-shotting things with like Choice Band U-turn. So I figure if it can at least do like half, and then I pick it off with Bullet Punch, I like that flexibility a little bit more. Of course, something like Life Orb or something would be, I guess, more ideal in this case. I don't even know where I would get that, though. Maybe it's in the important items documentation, though. Alright. But yeah, I did, as I mentioned, wrap up Yakuza 6. I didn't hate it or anything, but I don't know, I didn't really like it that much. Especially coming off of 5. I enjoyed 5 a hell of a lot more. Even narratively, like there's some, I'll get into it when I eventually do that like Kiryu Saga video, but I don't know, I just wasn't like, I was invested, and that's why I got through it so quickly, because I was like, I just kind of wanted to see what happened and be done with it, because I knew it wasn't going to be that long. I'm gonna save. But yeah, I just, like, for being the quote-unquote finale of Kiryu's story, at least, you know, at the time, for a little while, I don't know, like, there was some heart there, but I just... This might be, like, partial... I felt this way, but I know it is parroting a common talking point, because I instantly, as soon as I finished it, looked up, like, am I crazy for, like, not really liking it that much? Because there's, like, some really heartfelt moments where I was, like, you know, choking up a little bit. Some solid characters, like, you could probably guess, like, which of the new characters that I probably liked the most. The rest of them either didn't have much to do, or were kind of just whatever. Or they were just kind of, like, edgy to the point of being sort of cringy, in my opinion. And, like, I know Yakuza is very, like, hammy in a lot of cases, because, you know, it's soap opera shit, which is why it's part, like, I like that about it, though. That goes with, like, a lot of Japanese storytelling, honestly, but Yakuza especially, it's very soap opera-esque. And I like that, but I feel like character-wise, some characters go a little too far, and, like, some characters are like, oh, you know, oh, pity me because my tragic past or whatever, and I'm just like, I just don't, though. Like, you did heinous shit. I'm not just gonna, like, forgive you for that, even though you're, like, you seemed okay at first kind of deal, whatever, I don't know. And the villains were, like, super fucking weak. And that's, even considering some of the weaker villains earlier in the series. I did delete cut, right? Even considering some of the other villains in previous entries that were not fleshed out as much, or, like, you know, fleshed out just as much kind of deal, there were so many instances in this where maybe it is a testament to the way that these antagonists were written, but, like, I wanted Kiryu to, like, knock the fuck out of these guys way sooner than it actually happens, because they're just so pathetic. It's so stupid. And you've got, like, this, I don't want to get too deep into spoilers, but there's just, like, a really old guy, and it's like, someone just unplug him from his fucking life support. Like, fuck off. What is this garbage? But besides, like, that stuff, but besides that stuff, I thought it was fine, I guess. It didn't feel, I feel like 5 feels more conclusive and, like, more of a celebration of, like, you know, Yakuza to that point than 6. So there's that, and then I also don't really like the combat. But I feel like this is as an ending for the game / Kiryu. I guess I just answered that before I saw your message, but yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't, like, there's like one moment at the very end that I got really choked up during, but it's like also like knowing that he comes back. And you can say the same for like some of the previous games too. Like, oh, knowing that he comes back, you know, dulls the impact. I would say to an extent, but I would be like, I actually felt pretty content with 5 being like an ending kind of deal. Like, actually. The ending was ambiguous, and obviously that doesn't work with sequels where characters show up again. So it's like, okay, you know that, but I don't know. I'd have to reflect on it a little bit more, but I didn't really like it that much. It's not like there was nothing about it that I liked, but there was just more that I disliked. I hate the progression system. It's tedious, busy work, garbage. I still did a lot of it anyway, just to like, partially for achievement's sake, but also just to like make the combat a little bit more bearable. And I just don't really like the combat that much. I feel like I'd probably have to replay Kiwami 2. I think I enjoyed the combat in Kiwami 2 more though. Even though it's like very similar, it's like pretty much the same. But yeah. It really does have me... I've really enjoyed my time with the series so far, but it does have me, as I know, like, Space Cowboy and I have talked about before, like, on our own time, about my skepticism of, like, the games going forward, particularly from a narrative angle, but, like, also gameplay, but then again, I haven't experienced, like, the turn-based combat, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. Or the particular way that that is implemented, kind of deal. What do I go into here? Version might be Limber. I kind of feel like I just stay in and beam. But yeah, I'm like a little bit skeptical. I know people are really positive on Judgment and Like a Dragon especially, so I at least have 2 more games that, well, I may end up having problems with them or like whatever. Like, it seems like the reception is generally positive, whereas like Lost Judgment and Infinite Wealth seem a little bit more mixed, especially from longtime fans. So we'll see. I do still like intend to play all of them, and of course there's like spin-offs like Ishin, which I'd be curious to check out, and like the Pirate Yakuza game that comes out next year. I'll get around to that probably in a few years. But yeah, I think the cool thing is, like, the games are very iterative, but everyone kind of has a different favorite. Even though there are some that people tend to consensus around, like 0, Kiwami 2, 5, I would even say to an extent from what I've seen at least, and 7, or Like a Dragon. So, I've kind of found my, at least current favorite being 5, I think. But I also like 4 a lot more than some people do. I don't really get the disdain for 4, but I should probably just stop talking about it and save it for the video eventually. I did start drafting the new version of the 3 Houses video. And Gustavo was a big help with that last time, actually. Like, it totally... The cat's meowing outside the door. I might need to check on him. But yeah, Gustavo was super helpful last time, and like it kind of like inspired me to craft the video in a certain way, and I haven't recorded it because I was feeling kind of shitty today. I intended to, and then I really started feeling like bad, like fatigue wise, so I just didn't have the energy to do it. I am torn if I should delay it to the end of the month, or if I should really just... I guess depending on how long it is, I could maybe just get it out this weekend or something, even if that's like a day or 2 late, quote unquote. I'm putting these deadlines on myself, obviously, but... the other option is to push it to the end of the month. Which I think would be more than enough time. Maybe actually overkill. But maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing because I've been feeling kind of shitty lately. And I lost a lot of potential progress on making the first video for this month because I like could not, I couldn't like, I think I was like approaching the video incorrectly. I think I had an interesting idea going before I started replaying Three Houses. And then because of the way that I feel where I feel like I've seen it all to a point where a lot of the more like tedious, like kind of, I would even say busy work sort of elements to an extent are like dragged a lot more. The things that are great are still great, but it's like, I don't know that I need to play this game again, which, as I mentioned last time, it feels shitty to feel that way, but it is how I feel. So, that is one of those things where like, oh, should you have not gone back to it and just kept those fond memories? It's like, well, I still have those fond memories though. This is the thing with gamers in a lot of cases that I don't understand, where it's like, oh, I don't want to play this game from my childhood because it'll ruin the experiences I had. And like, no, that's not how that works. I mean, I guess everyone is built different, so maybe for some people that would be the case. I want to try to be open-minded to that, but I don't feel the same way. Like, I'd rather know. Right? I've said in the past that, like, if I replay a game and it doesn't hit the same, then I guess I just don't like that game as much as I did at one point. Doesn't mean I hate it, that doesn't mean those memories are gone, but it does mean that, like, it just has me, like, kind of reevaluating them. Sort of thing. And I'll probably talk about this a little bit in the video, but I want to kind of try to keep it a little more focused so that it's not like this massive project. I guess Bullet Punch actually does more than Rock Smash. I don't know why I went for Rock Smash here. Because Bullet Punch is stab. Yeah, Bullet Punch would have killed because of Iron Plate. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm, knock wood, obviously, I'm hoping it's nothing serious. I don't think it is. I think it is just like a head cold that is sticking around a while, but yeah. But on the flip side, like what I talked about last time, I am very excited to play Three Hopes for the first time. Set in the same world, with the same characters, different story though, different gameplay. So I feel like, as much as I like Fire Emblem gameplay, there's some things with Three Houses, not like core gameplay, like the main missions or anything, but there are certain aspects to Three Houses, like what I would say gameplay-wise, or more so structurally, really, that we're bogging down the experience. I feel like I just sack this. And I think Three Hopes is supposed to be a tighter experience, from what I understand. Which is good. And then also Final Fantasy X-2 as well. So like, just, it's exciting to be... It's always exciting, like, to be on the verge of playing something new, and then eventually you settle in and it starts to feel like kind of like comfortable in a way that's not like as exciting, but it is the exciting thing of like, oh, I'm not caught up on Yakuza, but I finished the Kiryu saga, quote unquote, and I'm bailing on the rest of my playthrough of Three Houses, although I did jump into part 2 because that's where I stopped, was at the start of part 2, and Chasing Daybreak is fucking hype. Also, the enemies are so fucking much tougher in that first chapter than anything you have to deal with in part 1, and I hadn't touched the game in like a week or two at this point. So like, while I know what my builds are and like, I know I could do it with Divine Bolts and stuff, I was just like, shit, this is like... I forgot how insane it is. Actually, like that first chapter of part 2 in particular is like, on at least on some of the routes, on Was it Battle at Dawn or something? It's not called Battle at Dawn, but it's something like that. Reunion at Dawn, that's it. Yeah, that chapter's nuts. Yeah. Like, I'm kind of anticipating Three Hopes and FF10-2 to probably be the last 2 videos of the year. Like, well, I guess I would need to do one more. Like, the Kiryu Saga one would be one. Or it's definitely in the lineup now. But it depends partially, like, when these come out. Also, I'm noticing a little bit of color glitching in the save screen. But, so I don't know what that is, but it depends on if I try to get this Three Houses video out this weekend, if I can find the energy to, like, if I'm feeling well enough, I should say, to, like, record it at least by the end of the week. If it's not terribly long, I'm sure that I can edit it by the end of the weekend. But then it's a tight turnaround for the end of the month, and I'm like, well, I guess it's possible the Yakuza video could be the last video of the month. Because the problem is, like, I'll be starting FF10-2 and Three Hopes. Not have it. I typically, with this new schedule, like to be done with whatever game I'm going to be talking about by the time the previous video releases. So I have like 2 weeks of actual production. So, well, we'll see. I need to kind of think on it, I guess. And just see how I'm feeling. Like, would you go for Dark Move here, though? I don't feel... You click Dark Move on the Dark type, though? Like, that doesn't seem right. And if you do, then I guess... Gunk, we dodge. Are you part Dark in this? I want to check. Just because I haven't, like, familiarized myself with every type change. No, some base stat changes... And it gets Poison Tail by level up, but no, not a Dark type. Definitely has Crunch, though, yeah. I don't know if this kills if it's not Stab, though. Yeah, barely doesn't. Okay, cool. Would you have Sucker Punch? I guess if you do, well played. Technically switching into Murkrow there and killing it probably would have been better. Isn't a Jinx, which has a good SpDef stat, so you probably live 1. You would maybe go for Ice Move here. You're probably gonna go for Psychic Move, though. A good mid-ground is a Scizor. And by mid-ground, I mean that's actually, like, the answer, because it's Steel-type. Part of me wants to go into this on the Psychic Move, though. But then again, I don't think I outspeed, because Jinx is kind of fast, I think. Bane Attack probably kills. I'm just gonna go Stark. Goes for Ice Move. Okay, I'm glad that I didn't go into Murkrow there. BP should kill. Yep. I don't even know if the Iron Plate mattered for that. Oh, here. Your own Honchkrow. Do you have Heat Wave? Was that a thing in this gen? I'm gonna predict Heat Wave coming out here. If it's Flying Move, that is a different story, but Swagger. Okay. Alright, so you then probably go for... What would you even have? Maybe some TMs or something, but... Your best Dark move right now is probably just Feint Attack, I would guess. Or if you have Flying Move, it's probably just Wing Attack. Like, I don't think they would give it Brave Bird this early. What? Okay. So they're just cheating, then. Get the static pair, though. Would you have Sucker Punch? I think this probably kills. No, it doesn't. Full para, okay. We're kind of lucky. It has Brave Bird, which is really nasty. I just killed this with this. God, we're getting so many Quick Clop rocks. It's crazy. Vile. We have a Typhlosion for this. I don't go hard into it, though. You might Sleep Powder me or something weird. So I'm gonna go into my Sleep Absorber, now that I made this Insomnia. Mr. Petal Dance. That's still fine. Because you're locked into that, assuming this isn't to a KO. Oh my god! Does Fly kill? I kind of don't want to risk it. I think I just go into this. Jeez. It seems strong to me. Which I'm sure that it's EV trained or something like that, but... yeah, it gets a 3-turn Petal Dance. You get confused. Yeah. You died a Lava Plume. Nothing died. So I don't need to go back to the Pokemon Center necessarily. I can just heal up with the Moo Moo Milks that I bought. And this segment is almost over. 84? What is TM84? Poison Jab. Anybody get this? I don't think so, except for Gar maybe, but we don't want that on Gar. Yeah, we might as well just use my items here, I think. Oh, I forgot. This is not Gen 5, you gotta go one at a time. I wish we had gotten more games in Gen 5's engine. I really do. What do I lead? I do think because these three are going to be probably the best against Jasmine. Well, even then, she'll probably have a Magneton zone or whatever that kind of schools this. Yeah, I think I'll just lead Murkrow. I think Murkrow's really... that might be the one that's worth getting the EXP share for, since Murkrow's going to kind of... it's already kind of fallen off. Honestly, it needs to evolve. But even then, even if I throw the EXP share on it now, I don't know that it's going to hit 45 quite yet, but maybe that's something we do. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to turn on the Dowsing Machine. Maybe that's something I do on the way to Lake of Rage and like in the Rocket Hideout and stuff like that. Because it is one of those things, Murkrow's not going to be amazing against Bryce either. So it wouldn't really reliably see much usage until post-Bryce, probably. Except for in the Rocket Hideout or something, but This is not vanilla where they're carrying like, you know, level 20s and shit. It's definitely not. They let me heal here? Or do they battle me? Okay. I had a feeling this was the case. Oh, okay. Shit slaps. Scyther and Zangoose. We lead double dark. I think I'd try to fly the Scyther if possible. Zangoose close combat's the Absol, which is going to annihilate it. Wonder if you're a Toxic Orb. I would assume so. Bug Bite, that is neutral. So we do live, barely. Well, rather, it easily 2KOs me. Wait. Oh, because it's faster, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, but Lucario lives? But Scyther's also faster. But he attacks Murkrow for some reason. Even though it's in the air. I'll never understand. Aura Sphere, this should do a lot. This is a case for Sucker Punch. Which I don't get till 45, but you know. Okay, nice, at one-shots, cool. Get another big chunky EXP, amazing. Houndoom. And Mawile. That adds up. I'm assuming Fire move on Lucario and like, I don't know, Iron Head on Corneo or something like that. So definitely don't go into Fire weak here. I kind of want to go Neptune actually. Even though Typhlosion might just be better. Twister F Blast on Lucario, that makes sense. Kind of overkill, but it is super effective, so good job. Alright, I figured Iron Head would come out there. Mawile might have the Fangs. I feel like I would live a Thunder Fang, though. Like, it is possible that Mawile is a huge power in this. Although, this was pre-Gen 6, so maybe not. Maybe, I wonder... No, it was Intimidate when it came out, obviously. But I'm assuming... Yeah, Mawile didn't have an ability change. This is because this was pre-Mega Evolutions. Which is where that huge power, or pure power, whatever it is, comes from in these hacks when they give base Mawile that. Nice, Neptune levels up. Gyarados. And Granbull, another Intimidator. Oh, double Intimidate, okay. I don't want Gyarados to start setting up. I think Oni is a pretty safe switch here, because these are both physical attackers. So there's a static chance, and I also one-shot Gyarados with T-Punch. Goes for Bounce. Hard to say who that's going to be targeted towards, but if Ursaring dies, then it'll just go towards Oni anyway. We'll resist it. It's possible... I feel like I'm slower. 86 speed. No, maybe Oni is actually faster. Okay. I can T-punch the Gyarados next turn. Oh my god. Of course you get the Para. Would you go for Bounce again? I'm gonna... Yeah, okay. I fucking knew it. So... Please don't Paraflinch me. Oh, you just killed me. Okay. For some reason I thought Rage locks you into that, but no it doesn't. I'll just go Pele, I guess. I'm not too scared of this Gyarados because it hasn't clicked like Dragon Dance or something, so. And I have T-Punch on this specifically for these instances. I think I had mentioned Pelipper in previous streams. I forgot Gyarados is the OG Water Flying. Nice dodge. T-Punch. Gyarados also frailer on the physical side, so even though we're minus attack nature, it's still clean to a KO. And I genuinely don't think that, oh my god. I genuinely don't think that Typhlosion getting like Thunderbolt or something would make sense. It'd be great coverage for it. Like, it would appreciate it mechanically, but I just don't think it makes sense, really. I mean, I guess you could say, like, you know, fire and electricity are kind of, you know, they're cousins in the realm of energy, right? It's like you could say, oh, his quills, or Typhlosion's quills, you know, can heat up to the point of being electrically charged. Like, even if that doesn't make scientific sense in our world necessarily, like, I could buy it. Alright, I don't care what this guy has to say. See you in Renegade Platinum. Do I have to go inside? Okay. You probably give the upgrade, or Dubious Disc if the upgrade is already accessible prior. Or you give, like, I don't know what TM it would be. I think Trick Room we already got. I think. No, okay, it is just the upgrade. It'd be cool if these evolutionary items, which I think there's too many of, it'd be cool if they had some other effect if held by another Mon that, you know, like if they had a second use. And like Metal Coat does that. No. Oh, I have to. I don't have to do it, but I have to say yes. Goodbye. I was talking about that EXP share. I think I was also having the issue of being over-leveled, I was saying. Not that the EXP share is going to solve that per se, but if we're funneling whatever it is, half of all earned EXP to Murkrow, then everyone else is not going to be as high level, as quickly at least. Okay. Yeah, because Murkrow is... At least these guys are middle evos and they're not like base forms. Even though Murkrow is pretty strong for a base form Mon, like actually it has like solid stats for something that's not fully evolved. But compared to the rest of the team, it's just not up to par. Like, Oni, I think, has lower attack, 75. Yeah, because its base attack is lower by a little bit. But still, like, 81 attack, when we have 116... As far as, like, main attacking stats, 116, 95, 115, 75, 80 for, you know, special attack, what it's actually going to use here. That 81 as its main attacking stat doesn't look too hot. And Honchkro's quite a bit stronger. I want to say by, like, 40 points. So that's going to be much appreciated. Who do I lead? I feel like Typhlosion's going to be cleanup crew for Jasmine, since it definitely two-shots probably everything on her team. I kind of want to lead Oni just to see how much damage I can do initially, though. And it's also the furthest behind level-wise. And if there's gym trainers, then all the better, because Oni can catch up then. And then we can battle Jasmine with like a full squad of 37s or something like that. It's kind of crazy though, even with this hack forcing you to do Chuck, Jasmine, and Price in that order, we're still like barely, we're getting our 6th badge and no one is even level 40 yet, which is kind of crazy. I think. I guess I'd have to check gym leader levels for other regions. But it still kind of has to be on the lower side. Like, you don't really want to pass. If Kanto's going to get you up to, like, level 100, let's say, which it doesn't in vanilla. You know, Pikachu, Red's Pikachu is level 81 usually. And I think that's the highest Pokemon you can encounter outside of, like, battle facilities. I actually don't know if this hack... I don't know if this hack has Red's team having like level 100, so definitely gonna be higher level than like 81 being the max. But point being, if you have a whole nother region with a bunch of trainers and 8 more gym badges and all that kind of stuff, ideally you don't want the player to hit even half of the level cap by finishing the first region, which maybe that's a case for not having 100 be the level cap, but then at that point you're just scaling things differently, and like what's the difference between being level 75 out of 150 versus 50 out of 100, right? Like, yeah, Metang. You would go for a psychic move here, probably. I don't want to switch Pele and hard on this. I kind of just want to T-punch this and just see how much it does. That doesn't do much. It has Earthquake. I should have figured, but I don't know. I have a tendency to assume that that's not going to be the case. You go for EQ again? Murkrow's not even a good switch here. I can go into this though. And even though at least Shadow Ball's like neutral. If it goes for EQ again. It goes for Psychic for no fucking reason, but okay. Thank you for that. Let's see if this kills at neutral. No, it doesn't. This thing is EV'd out the ass. It's gotta be, right? You'd think. I'm definitely faster. I think I was faster with this, right? Or I guess I quick Clop Rock, so I don't know for sure. I would assume so, because I think it's slower than Metagross, and Metagross is 70. Although it might be one of those cases, okay, with Burner Hyper Potion, might be one of those cases where my Tang is actually faster, like a middle Evo being faster. But I don't remember. Or maybe it's like the same speed or something. Let's see. It's base 50 speed, so yeah, it is slower. Then what's it called? The Swift Kill. I kind of want to conserve my lava plumes. So T-Punch definitely kills at that small amount. Goes into Steelix. You would think that Lava Plume would kill, but I'm a little scared. If I go into this, though, like, what do I chip it with? It resists everything. But I don't want this to get knocked out by EQ, though. I could go hard Neptune and Surf once. I just feel like Lava Plume does... Maybe I'm too used to in-game, or like vanilla. Okay, we crit. I think that probably mattered. It's probably EV invested to an extent to like... It probably has like max HP or something. Kind of lucked out on that crit there. I'm not really scared of this. It might Hypnosis me or something, but... And it might have EQ, but this thing isn't really that strong. Hypnosis is... Yeah, this is one of those cases where, like, maybe the Steel-type nerf was warranted. Because then I could go into Murkrow on the sleep and not have to worry about it. Especially in-game where there's no sleep clause, which is, like, fucking dumb. Got him. Can't really do anything back, though. I can chip him into range of, another Lava Plume. I guess. Rain Dance, never mind. What else do you have? It probably has Steel Move, but I don't think that kills me. I hope it doesn't have Thunder or something dumb. If it does, then, no. Goes for Gyro Ball. Byrojol. Yeah. Actually, obviously Swift Swim would be kind of sick here. Not that it would really matter, because I'm pretty sure I outspeed everything else, because Steel types tend to be slower. But we resist this, and then Rain-boosted Surfs kind of go crazy for a few turns. I could have Focus Energied maybe, but I also don't really want to take a Psychic if I don't have to, which I don't. The Surf kills. Glad that Murkrow lived so that it's still getting EXP share bonus. Magneton. You might just be Thunder straight up. Which is a problem because Oni's not healthy right now. And Pele's asleep. I don't think Stark dies in one. Maybe it does. But I could get some serious damage off of the Rock Smash. I'm just like, what do I sack here, though? Because I think I have to sack something. Maybe I just sack this. What do you have? 2 more? Maybe like a Bastiodon. Already sent out Steelix. Already has the Magneton, so probably no Zone. Steelix, Magneton, Metang. Bronzong. She might have a Scizor of her own. It's possible, but I have a hard counter for that. So I'm like, the only other thing would be like Bastiodon or something, which I nuke with a fighting move from one of Stark or Oni. I realize you can't see my cursor, but in that case, yeah, I think I just Surf. Get off a Rain boosted Surf, get some Chip. Chip it in range of Rock Smash for sure. Oh my god. T-Bolts. Why does the team that runs Rain Dance not have Thunder on the Magneton, but the Weezing, with no rain support, has Thunder for no fucking reason? It's weird. That's what it is. Just go Stark. And Rock Smash. Yeah, definitely a ground move coming off of my Scizor. That's the super effective type to be worried about here. Boratris. Okay, I mean, I wall this, right? Just like forever. I kind of want to just U-turn into Typh and try to wake up. Because I don't know what this would possibly have. It's probably like hazards. But then why not lead this? This is Gen 9's champion all over again. You have a hazard lead that you don't lead with. Do I just go no items? Like, I feel like this is doable. If I, you know, wake up. Payback doesn't do a ton because... Oh my god, what? Why does it do so much when I... It's only if you get hit, right? That it does double? Oh my god! Okay, I should have just used a healing item. This is fucking garbage. Why is it doing so much, dude? I guess Fortress has a solid attack stat, but like, fuck you. Fuck off with that garbage, dude. What? Stupid ass bullshit, man. I wanted to try to do this fairly, but you know what? Fuck off. She also used a Hyper Potion, as they all do, so... I think I mentioned this before. If the gym trainers, or the gym leaders, and the Elite Four didn't use healing items, I would be more partial to not using healing items. But they do. Granted, they only use one or two, in most cases, but, still. Also, you know what? Because I should have used, I should have either swapped in a Murkrow on the Hypnosis, which I called, by the way, or I should have used a full heal. Why is that? This is like Adamant max attack or some bullshit. It might actually be Adamant max attack, though. It's so weird to see, like... Especially Gyro Ball when you're paralyzed doing that much, unless it is base speed. I thought it was your current speed stat, though. But maybe I'm wrong. Badoopy. Die to Plume. Sturdy, not sturdy. Boom, boom, boom. I don't have to do this, but yeah. My thing is, like, it'd be nice for Oni to get another level here if possible. I don't know if it quite will, but it'll be close. There's the second Hyper Potion. Why do I feel like the other leaders haven't really done that? There's no helmet in this gen, no Rocky helmet. Get the para. Now I'm just like poking around. Protect for literally no reason. Gotta love that. Full pair would be nice. Not because I was scared of another fly, but just to, like, be done this turn instead of next turn. Badoopy, and no level up here. We're close, though. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Iron Tail. boom, beam, boom, boom. And now... we can actually go towards Mahogany Town. I guess get the Duskstone just to have it. Who am I gonna teach Strength to, though? I don't really want to... There's not really reliable access to heart skills in this gen. I could teach it to you over Swift. Assuming Typhlosion learns it. And then just delete it after, I guess. Although I think you do need Strength for Victory Road. I hate HMs. I really fucking do. Let's see what Strength even is, because it might actually be... This might be one of those hacks where it's a Rock-type move. In which case I wouldn't mind having it on, like... I guess Electabuzz, maybe? It's a little redundant with Electric, because they both hit Flyings. We'll see, though. Escape Rope. Sure there's an item down here too. Thought so. Oh, never mind. Also, we can just skip Mount Mortar. The caves in this gen are weird. They're kind of generic. I like the cave theme though, I will say. But you can also just, like, ignore them. Which is odd. Spray a Super Repel. Maybe I don't even need Strength to get the Duskstone, I don't know. Okay, wait, it said second room, so I actually forgot that there's this entrance room here, which means it's gonna be in here. It is kind of just a matter of, do I need... Yeah, this is the second room. This is a waterfall room, I think. No, it's not. There's an actual item here. An ether. Wow. Yeah. He wouldn't have locked it behind Rock Climb, right? I don't think so. It could be that right there. Otherwise, yeah, I do need Strength to at least check. Revive. This is another cave similar to Dark Cave where, like, I don't often come back here after the initial visit, and even then you can just skip it with Surf, like I was saying. It's weird. But yeah, HMs suck. Everybody knows it. Oh, but it puts limitations on your team, so you're not totally cracked out. Yeah, but it's fucking annoying, because you can't just delete them, either. If you could, I would probably feel differently. It's still not the optimal way to do this. Space 75 Rock-type move, that's pretty good. That is pretty good, especially on you, maybe. What does that hit otherwise? Like bugs? It's bug types, ice types. That's actually pretty good against... Well, although we have fighting coverage for that, but this is actually just as strong as Brick Break, so never mind. Brick Break's not stab yet, though. It's fire types, I guess? It's opposing fire types. Hits bugs, hits ice, but we hit ice with the fighting, and then we hit flying with electric anyway. Which are both gonna be stab once it evolves. Get rid of low kick, I guess. I'll run CC on this eventually anyhow. Yeah, so this is fine. It's kind of redundant, but if it was still like a base, whatever it is, like 80 normal move, then that's definitely worse. There it is. Okay, nice. Oops. Also, if your partner Pokemon or the one that's following you is standing on a hidden item, it should just pick it up for you. I don't know why that's not a thing. At least I don't think it is. Because that happened once before in this playthrough, and that wasn't what happened. It just said, like, Typhlosion or Quilava is sad, or, like, whatever the fuck it's... I don't know why it'd be sad, but it's just, like, some, like, unrelated shit. Hmm. And you know, as much as I'd like to see level scaling in this, like, latter half, or, like, I guess this middle section of Johto, I don't think that much is lost necessarily by making Chuck, Jasmine, and Price be in a specific order. Because it also paces the... well, no, does it? I was gonna say it paces the evil team thing more, but... I don't know, I guess you do their hideout, and then you fight Price, and then it's the radio tower, if you were to do it that way. So I'm gonna swap in something higher level, because it's possible that, most of these guys are 36s in the wild. What was I saying, though? I usually just do Mahogany last anyway, but you can technically, I think, do the hideout as early as getting Surf in Vanilla. And that's like, you know, one of the reasons... the ability to do those gyms in any order is what makes the level curve bad. Or it's definitely a factor. Because otherwise... because they can't have... well... can't is a weird way to put it, but, like, you wouldn't want to give the trainers on the way to the Lake of Rage, like, level 40s or something like that, in the instance that the player goes there first, before going to Cianwood. But it's like, if you're going to give that freedom, then yeah, there should be some kind of scaling in that case. Again, at least by badge, which could be exploitable if you fight all of the regular trainers around and then do the gym badges before they bump up. Or purposely avoiding them until you get... but having that option, though, having that choice, like giving the player that choice, right? Like, I know that Western RPGs do this in gameplay as well in a lot of cases, but JRPGs, more often than not, don't have choice and consequence in the narratives, and it is, like, all in the gameplay and the progression. Which is interesting, considering some beloved JRPGs don't actually give you that flexibility, like, you know, an Earthbound, for instance. I want to go hard Gengar, but I know it's just going to Psychic me, or... no, maybe it goes for Water Move, though. I know that's the wrong play, though, but... I'm just going to do it anyway. But I don't know if Shadow Ball's even going to kill. Goes for Curse. Physical slow, bro. Interesting. Okay, it does kill. That's nice. I still think in the long term that Modest Scarf is probably going to be the way to go with this over Timid Specs. Because I don't know if even, like, Timid is going to be enough to outspeed certain things that it otherwise would, because EVs and IVs are not going to be optimal. Whereas with Modest, without Specs, though, it's not going to guarantee kills on stuff that I think it's going to kill. At least at all times. So that's kind of the risk. But if I chip and then I bring in Gengar after, which is not... well, I guess I could, like, slow U-turn with Scizor or something into it. We'll see. It's hard to get Gar in safely when the opponents just, like, click moves randomly. Like, you'll have a ground type in against a fire... they'll have a ground type against, like, your fire type, and then you'll go into the Levitate mon and they'll click Rock Move, right? I guess Rock Move against a fire type is a good example. Maybe Electric. You have a ground type in against... they have a ground type in against your Electric type. And you assume, okay, ground move's coming out here because Electric is only weak to ground. But no, you go into your Levitator or your Flying Mon and they click Rock move for no reason. So. And I can't be convinced that it's a prediction because it's the CPU. Not that they necessarily couldn't make predictions based on what you've shown, what you've revealed, or whatever. But again, it's one of those things where like it's just too hard to tell if that's even what's happening. And you don't want the AI to be too predictable, but in a game like Pokemon where it's like it's constant 1v1s that you switch between, like this is what I'm talking about when I talk about like the inherent limitations of the single battle system outside of a PvP context. Because that really is where the depth comes in a lot of cases. Because like if the AI in-game is too predictable, then you just outplay every single time and it's fine. But if it clicks randomly, then like, what are you even supposed to do about that? If you go into something that you think is gonna, you know, live one or resist or whatever, and then they go for a random move that happens to be super effective, it's like, is that a read or is that like, I don't know what that is. I feel like in the PvP context, it's easier to tell if your opponent is just making reads or over-predicting or just clicking buttons or whatever it might be, right? Enduring for what? You're not like Custap Final Gambit or not Final Gambit. Custap Reversal or something. So why are you just spamming Endure? It doesn't make any fucking sense. But you also don't want the AI to be too smart and like predict everything, because then it's just like, how do you even play around that? Because the thing with it being against the CPU is that like technically I'm sure you could code this in a way that allows it to read your inputs. So I check for Magnet Pull. I can U-turn, or I can Rock Smash. I'm gonna U-turn. Faster, somehow. Oh, I guess because regular trainers aren't EV'd, I don't think. Physical Magneton, we resist both stabs and also your physical attack stat is pretty bad. Maybe it's not horrendous, but I actually don't know. Because nobody runs Physical Magneton. What is it? Screech Lock-On... What's an inaccurate physical move that it would go for? I don't even know. But yeah, there's a difference between, like, playing optimally from the CPU side and doing shit like that, where I'm just like, what are you even doing? What are you even doing Screech into Lock-On with a Magneton? Like, that makes no sense for multiple reasons. Maybe it just clicked its support moves because its attacking moves were resisted, but I'm just like... That's weird, though. Because you'd rather just get chip on it or something, but I guess if it's your last... But then you just lose anyway. Well, whatever. That item is locked behind, what's it called? There is a dowsing item on this rock, I want to say. How long have I been going for? Oh, not bad. Not bad. There's still quite a few normal trainers to fight, if I'm gonna fight all of them. Which this is the point in the game where, like, sometimes I actually don't. I will probably I'll probably deactivate the security system in the rocket hideout as soon as I can, instead of taking all the encounters. In vanilla, you kind of want to take all the encounters because they're throwing out level 20s, and so you want as much EXP as possible. Though I would disagree. People say this game is grindy in vanilla, but I'm like, yeah, but it's Pokemon. Like, you can get away with being under-leveled, especially in vanilla. Maybe less so in actual original Gen 2, maybe. Because I, funny enough, do even remember, even with some Pokemon experience, getting to the Elite Four in like a playthrough of Gold or something, and low-key kind of struggling against the Elite Four, maybe a little bit, because that level difference, and also you consider how few options are at your disposal in Gen 2, like moveset-wise. There's no abilities. There are held items, but there's not a great selection of them. So there's not much you can really do. Whereas in here, physical special split, so you can like more optimally use you know, stab moves that actually, you know, use your better attacking stat in certain cases. You also have held items and abilities and stuff like that to help with that too. And even then, like, I don't think EVs in the way that we know them now were in Gen 2. They're called DVs, and they function differently. They're like kinda... Or no, are DVs like the equivalent to IVs or something like that? Gen 2 is the one where you can actually max, I think, all EVs. I think that's what it is. But DVs are like the equivalent to IVs, but they don't go up to 31. But it's like the same principle, I think. Let's see. Team Builder, Gen 2 OU. Yeah, like all the EVs are max, and DVs go up to 15, that's right. I don't want to speak on this too much because I'm not a Gen 2 competitive player. I'm not really much of a competitive player anyway. I just like kind of follow it and like know how that stuff works for the most part, but that's part of the perception of Gen 2 being like a very stally generation, which is not totally accurate from what I understand also. But it's because everything is, you know, max EV'd in every stat. So everything is max HP, max defense, max SpDef. So the Mons live things that they wouldn't otherwise going forward from Gen 3 and on. But at the same time, offensive threats also like are able to run max attack or special attack without compromises. But then again, a lot of, you know, attackers in later gens are just going to run at least 252 attack or special attack. Whether or not they run adamant or modest over a speed boosting nature depends, but natures weren't a factor in Gen 2 either, so. But yeah, things are definitely bulkier back then. If they're EV invested, that is. I don't know. Maybe Gengar is actually better. I forgot that Gengar's Levitate still in this. Which, I know it's probably not going to be the case, but I'm kind of hoping that's the case in Aurora Crystal. Like, I think Gengar losing Levitate in competitive, while it sucks, I think it makes a little more sense there. But in-game, I'm just like, come on, man. Let my poison type be immune to Earthquake. Bro slow. I guess you go for Psychic move here, probably. Did I just Dragon Breath? Do I have Focus Energy? In a Dragon Breath? Why not Curse, though? The other one had Curse. Like, on a Slowmon like this, inherently better than Withdraw. Nice crit. Nice. So the Focus Energy paid off. Zen. That did a lot, holy crap. Another crit? Sick. It still is just a 1 in 3. chance, I want to say. But it says that we're actually getting them. And also that's boosted crit. That's like, what, 3 times instead of 2 times because of a sniper, I believe. Yeah, and I think actually, like, the knowledge that I have about Pokemon and its mechanics and all that stuff is kind of what keeps me around. Because, like, I don't think that... Like, that was part of my resurgence with the series in, like, you know, 2017-ish, when I was discovering these ROM hacks and randomizers and shit. Was, like, really when I... Like, I was familiar with some of the nitty-gritty, but I didn't really, like, know it. Because that was around the time that I started watching, like, videos on competitive Pokemon, and not necessarily because I was interested in playing competitive, but just because I was curious to learn about that scene kind of deal. And so that's when I, like, I would say, like, I guess fully learned certain aspects as I, like, delved into it more and, you know, attempted Nuzlocks and shit like that. Let's go hard this. Self-destruct. I bet this is still coded the same way as Gen 4, so it still halves our defense. Even though Gen 5 was, I think, the generation where it got nerfed to not do that. That's great. I didn't expect self-destruct off rip. When my electric type was in on their ground type, this is what I'm talking about. Doesn't make any fucking sense. I guess I could have gone Kage anticipating ground type move, and that is immune to self-destruct, so yeah, whatever. I don't know. Oh, it worked out. This is part of the reason why Nuzlocks don't sound fun to me at all these days. Granted, with this particular hack, it does kind of feel like I'm going through the motions. But with the others, definitely less so, I think. At least with the Redux and Renegade. Just burn you. Oh. This probably actually does more than T-Punch. Yeah, these battles are too goddamn slow. And this is one of those cases, I think, I might have mentioned this before, that where it doesn't... I don't think it looks goofy to double the speed of battles in this gen. Particularly because the Pokemon are static. Like, they don't move around beyond when they come into battle. In Gen 5, I feel like it'd look a little bit weirder. But if anything, if it was possible to just speed up the battle, like, attack animations... But even then, Gen 5 doesn't really need it. I feel like those battles... certainly pace better than Gen 4, for sure. Could it be even better? Yeah, maybe. I don't remember feeling that as strongly, though, with those playthroughs most recently. Still just lead Buzz, I guess. Electrorizer's on the next route over. King's Rock. Okay. There's some stuff I can do with Strength, if I really wanted to. It might be something to do for next time, though. Before we tackle Team Rocket, you're not going to let me through, right? Yeah. Yeah, the Electrolyzer is on this next route. Yeah. Forgot this is a key item this gen. Let's buck. I don't want a Riolu. I'm not running Lucario. And I think we have to do the radio tower before getting access to that next route. Do I want to... I was gonna say, do I want to skip trainers? Sludge Bomb is on that next... I think it's above the ledge, or maybe... Oh, it might actually be in that... I forget, I don't know what it's called. In that little, like, transitional area where Team Rocket, like, charges you when you walk through. But then again, I keep saying that I don't know that I even want to run Sludge Bomb on Gar. The good thing about, if I want to make sure Murkrow is, level 45 specifically, then I don't think it's going to be an issue in a single battle that it's going to, like, hit 45 and then 46. Probably not. But in the instance that I'm nervous about that, I can send it in to die. Just, like, spam Haze or something until it dies. And because it's not going to evolve at level 45, as in, like, it's not a level up evolution, I can speak. I don't have to worry about it dying and then not getting the evolution because of that. Because I think that's how it works. I think so. And then I do want to see, even though I probably will not take Night Slash on top of Sucker Punch. I mean, maybe, because Pursuit really has not been, like, a viable choice. Again, it's like you'd think that if this was in against something that Dark is strong against, they would switch out, but they just haven't been. In those few instances that that's been a thing. So I don't even know if Pursuit is worth running, so maybe I do run Night Slash, Sucker Punch, Fly, and then something else. Haze or T-Wave or whatever. Taunt. Which I would have to relearn, but yeah. Goes for T-Fang. Wow, we get so many Quick Claw procs with this thing. It's wild. Look at this shit. It's actually crazy. Quick Draw, Quick Claw, Galarian Slowbro could never. I mean, it does, but there's no Quick Draw here. So it's like, it's just wild. What is going on? They buff Quick Claw? Is it like a 50% thing? Like, I don't... I think I'm just getting, like, lucky every turn on that procking. I do want to use these because they're gonna be viable for a little while longer. Probably through the radio tower if I had to guess. I can buy more, but even then I want to make sure I use them before they become unviable. Otherwise, what's the point of having bought them, right? Buzz is still somehow the furthest behind. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. The fairy. Brick break. It's 2 a KO. Beep boo. Ah! Big experience. For Murkrow specifically. I feel like this would one-shot the base 5 defense and all that. Considering we... yeah. This is level 38. That wasn't as much experience as I was thinking, but I guess that would be like 2,000 something. Bum, ba, ba, bum. Bum, ba, ba, bum. It would have made more sense to do this following Renegade Platinum, though. I had thought about that, where I was like, well... I thought I was going to wait for Aurora Crystal, though, which is why I didn't do this right away after Renegade. And then proceeded to move on to Gen 5 anyway, just in case. I also don't know that I anticipated doing an HGSS run so soon anyway, regardless of Aurora Crystal's release. But I was kind of feeling it. I was like, I'm kind of tired of waiting, so I'll at least play this for the time being, and that way I have a fourth team to pull from for Pokemon World Tournament when I get around to doing that in Black and White 2. So that should be cool. And then following that, which I'm assuming I might do that. I was talking about potentially doing some kind of subathon, something or other, in January maybe. Either January or March. Because of my travel plans in February, so I'm like, okay, do I do it before? Or do I do it after I get back? But then again, once I get back, it's going to be Monster Hunter time. So I feel like January would probably be kind of the perfect time to do it. Like, experiment with something like that. But, if I do something like that, then I'd probably do Pokemon World Tournament as part of that. Because it's kind of like, you could just play the Pokemon World Tournament forever if you wanted to. There's not really like a definitive end to it, and I kind of like the idea of doing more stuff like that for the sake of a subathon as opposed to doing like full playthroughs. Maybe there could be a playthrough of something as like a goal of some kind. But I wouldn't want it to be anything like super long, like, you know, a JRPG or something. Because then it's like, am I even going to finish this by the end of the month kind of deal? But I still need to think about it. I haven't even like sat down and like really given it that much thought. But I don't know, it's worth trying out, even though I do feel like my channel is probably too small to like reliably do something like that. It doesn't need to be, I don't need to make like a shit ton of money off of it necessarily, but it's just more like, you know, incentivize people to tune into the streams and, you know, have those goals for, maybe I could even make like just subscribing to the channel part of that, maybe. But then again, I don't really... That's one of those things where I don't really want people to subscribe if they're not actually interested in watching the videos, necessarily. I mean, I am grateful to my subscribers for, you know, at least getting me past that 1,000 mark and all of that. And I know it wasn't the most consistent on uploads for, like, about 6 months. Maybe I was, like, consistently doing 1 video a month or something, but I don't know, I think I was just feeling that burnout from really pushing with mostly weekly uploads for the previous, what was it, like year and a half or something like that, actually. It's like damn near weekly uploads for a year and a half. You won't see that on the channel currently because I've taken down a lot of older videos of mine that I don't think were very good, or that I would potentially redo someday, but that was the goal I was aiming for, and more often than not I hit that target somehow. Oh, I think also part of it was, like, I had some travel stuff in February of this year. And so there was, like, a stretch of time where I wasn't really playing anything. And so that also put me behind. And then also the production on the Persona tier list took longer than I wanted to because I was sort of dragging my feet on those after a while. I'm glad they turned out actually pretty okay. I mean, I haven't gone back and listened to them since, like, closer to when I uploaded them, but... they're doing well, like views-wise and all that, so I'm hoping people are appreciating that. Meanwhile, all the usual... Am I gonna talk shit? Meanwhile, all the usual Megaten channels, most of them, are too busy talking shit about Persona 3 Reload and, you know, not really, like, going back to the previous titles in the same way. But, that's just, like, my opinion, man. Everyone's pretty on par. Typh is gonna get, well... Okay, we have Rocket Hideout first, so let's just lead Typh, I guess. Cool, cool. I'll like I said, I'll try to check it out after the stream and see what's up. King's Rock. I will use this when the Super Repel wears off, which I don't think has happened yet. Oh, I forgot about you. Oh, this guy usually has, like, Magikarps, right? And then a Gyarados, but... Is it Drowno Haxa do you have? Has other shit, okay. Definitely not a great lead on my part. Let's go into this. Dive. Mega Man X dive. Be faster, probably, right? I think I still just stay in, though. That's not a move you see very often in this gen. Well, then again, when do you really see HM moves on trainer Pokemon to begin with? But then also because dive wasn't a thing in Gen 4. Which I'm just now remembering. Let's go Gar. Oh, I was talking about what I would do Pokemon-wise following Pokemon World Tournament stuff. And, as much as I don't really want to play Oris again, because Drowno does have an Oris hack, I'm like, okay, we can make this my final playthrough of Oris, unless I really love the hack for some reason, but even then. I know I'm gonna send out my Pokemon and see, like, the fucking Gen 6 animations and be like, why? But it's been 10 years, so I should just fucking get over it. Which I am. I'm just content to, like, not play Oris in most cases. I haven't in a long time. But I remember going back to it a few years after it came out, or, like, you know, post my, like, renaissance with the series, and I wasn't even into it then, so I feel like now I would feel even more negatively on it than I did. Then again, I don't think it's, like, the worst Pokemon game necessarily. It's just not... It's just not a great remake, in my opinion. It's like... I guess it's fine for a remake of Ruby and Sapphire, but when your previous remakes were remakes of the third version, basically, hence the game we're playing right now, you would kind of expect... Again, expectations, blah, blah, blah. But you would be led to expect, oh, these remakes must, you know, take aspects of Emerald or whatever. And yeah, you get the Delta episode to kind of, like, sort of shore that up, narratively at least. But I don't know. Did I go back and heal? There's maybe, like, one more trainer, so maybe I just leave Oni as is. And then we get the items here. Thankfully, it is... Is it a time of day, or is it days of the week where it's raining? Oh, fuck me. Is this, I didn't respray the repel, that's why. Yeah, I think Rising Ruby or Sinking Sapphire will probably be... I probably wouldn't do that for a while, I would think. But, you know, now that the DS games are, like, done on like, the first go-round, at least, on the channel, it's like, okay, just because Drayano has a hack for Oris, I have no interest in playing X and Y. I do have an interest in playing Alola, but that Dre doesn't have a Alola hack, so I don't know what hack I would go with, because there's, like, so many... There's not so many options, but there's, like, 2 options for both regular Sun and Moon and for Ultra. I think the same authors have done, like, a hack for, you know, both regular and Ultra. So, like, I don't even know... Like, I don't know what I want to do regarding that. Like, do I want to play the hack of Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon? And then the question is, which hack? So I need to, like, look into that more again. Because Ultra is paced better, but if you're throwing a... They're both kind of, like, slow paced just because it's, you know, a 3DS game. That's, like, pretty ambitious, but... I'm just thinking, like, with those gameplay improvements, I'm like, which one would I rather play? And I'm like, I actually don't know. I feel like I just would go with probably Ultra because of the pacing being better, and, like, you know, you get your starter a lot sooner and all of that stuff, even if some narrative things are, like, not as good. I think it tends to get overstated, really. Like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the best moments in Sun and Moon stories still carry over into Ultra. Honestly. Like, you still get that fight with Lusamine and the Aether Foundation, even if she's not the final boss for, you know, like, this story portion or whatever. And yeah, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon were scummy when they released, but we are so far beyond that I'm, like, calling them the worst Pokemon games, or, like, worse than Sun and Moon because of that feels weird to me at this point. Definitely scummy to do a split release for like a third version. But at the same time, I don't know. It's like you were always just going to play one of them, right, anyway? But you shouldn't have to compromise in that case, because the third version is just, you know... Sometimes certain mons were missing, even from the third version, so, like, is it really that different? Whatever, I don't know. It should have just been a proper third version or a proper sequel, but it's kind of like both, but also neither. At the same time, I think that's probably the part of it. But then, like, also selling them, you know, split, full price, you know, full price 3DS game, so $40 kind of deal. Like, I get it. It doesn't excuse what happened then, but it's also like, it really is one of those things where, especially if you're emulating it or something, it's like, that doesn't... And that's probably how most people are playing. Maybe not most. No. 3DS games should just get... Nintendo needs to get on, like, bringing more 3DS games to Switch. The shitty thing is they're going to charge you $60 for them. That's the unfortunate thing. Though with Pokemon, if they were to do that, you would hope... Maybe hoping for this is not even... Maybe hoping for this is still naive, but you would want to hope, at least, that both versions would be in, like, one package for $60 or something like that. But then they're charging actually less per version than they did on the 3DS, which, you know, can't have that, right? From their perspective, at least. You could drain one-shots. I don't know, I think it'd be weird for me to speak so highly of Gen 7, in certain regards at least, and then, like, not stream them. Or at least, you know, one of them. I don't really want to do both. It could be one of those cases where, okay, maybe I do one of... Maybe I do one of the hacks of Sun and Moon first, and then, like, eventually, if I want to stream them again, then I can do Ultra, or vice versa. But I just don't know. I don't know. I'm less convinced that I would do multiple stream series of that, of Gen 7, than I am with these DS games, I think. Particularly because Aurora Crystal could be something like that, if it doesn't come out, like, tomorrow. Or as long as it comes out, like, you know, a decent amount removed from this playthrough. Because I'm not going to want to go back through it again, like, immediately. And if it does, then I would probably just consider checking it out on my own time, at least a little bit, and then streaming it later. Do I catch this? I did mention that this red Gyarados makes for a good HM slave, which I will probably need because I really don't want to teach something Whirlpool for Dragon's Den, and no one really wants to use Waterfall either. Kingdra could run it, but I'm going for specially attacking Kingdra in this case. Also, I should have flown back to a place with an actual mart. And then beyond Gen 7, I'm really not interested in playing or streaming any of those games again, if I'm being real. And I'm always being real. I guess unless I'm joking around, but I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? Oh. Got all the choice items now. That's pretty sick. I don't know if Gar really wants to run this quite yet. I'm just thinking for long term. I feel like Scarf, Modest Gar will be... Because then I can outspeed stuff, and then, like, if I at least chip something to the point where Gar can kill... Yeah, I guess the shitty thing about choice items in general is, like, they'll probably switch something in that is good against whatever move I click. But unless it's an immunity, that's why I think Specs is probably better. If this thing can outspeed stuff. Which it can, to an extent. But like Scarf will allow it to outspeed like a Zam or something, which it normally can't. I think this is 110 speed and Zam is 120. And like even other fast mons that are base 110 or even 105, because they're gonna be in the Elite Four and stuff like that, they're gonna be like EV'd to be max speed. Gar's not gonna outspeed. Probably even if it is timid. So like it's just one of those things. Wrong thing. I don't mind using Ultra Balls on this because it's not really a team member. If I can't catch it in 10 balls, I'd be surprised. Also, I can T-Wave it. I can actually teach something T-Wave now and do that if I want to. I don't know if Evire's gonna get... I don't know if Evire can learn Bulk Up. If Electabuzz can't, I don't know why Evire would be able to. It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense, though. Even when it's not a fighting type, why doesn't it get Bulk Up? That makes too much sense for a boosting move for it. Alright, well then maybe T-Wave is the play, I don't know. Corneo would maybe appreciate it. But then again, Honchkrow not like the bulkiest thing ever. So if I'm switching it in, it's probably against something that I'm advantageous against, in which case, it's like I've been saying, why wouldn't I just click an attack that like does super effective damage or something? So yeah, we'll go T-Wave on this then. Any other changes? Evire doesn't get Drain Punch either, which is dumb. Steel Wing on Sizz could be an option, maybe. I haven't really clicked Bug Bite much. Because I feel like the targets that I would click Bug Bite on will probably die to U-Turn anyway. Probably. The only instance I would click it is if it's like whatever I'm in on is neutral against everything I have, which I don't even know if there is such a mon, considering Scissor's coverage. Shockwave, Shadow Ball. But we still do have the TM for Taunt, that's right. So never mind, I don't have to relearn that on Murkrow. I could just teach it to it straight up. And again, I haven't seen very many setup sweepers, and it's going to be tough for this thing to get a haze off on a setup sweeper given how slow it is when it evolves. So maybe just like preventing them from setting up in the first place is better. Or like statusing or something like that. Because then I could even come go into Murkrow on a sleep move, taunt it, then switch out into something, and then not have to worry about getting slept. It gets Bulk Up. I think everything gets Tox. but I don't know who I would want to actually run it. Maybe Kingdra if I bail on Focus Energy. Toxic on its own is definitely better than Focus, but Sniper though. No one else really wants to run Tox, I don't think. Not really. You're like 4 attacks, you're 4 attacks. Oni could run it, I guess. But, yeah. I forgot you can fly directly to Lake of Rage. That's nice. I feel like T-Wave on Oni is also kind of nice because we are going to lose static when it evolves. I would rather have the electric immunity, though, but with a motor drive. But at the same time, the static chance on physical contact is very nice. But this way, not having to rely on, like, electric move to para. Especially with running it physically. If it was special, then yeah, discharge is 30%, so... it's kind of redundant to run T-Wave plus discharge. Strength is not stab, so and we're also -1, so I think this is safe. Yeah, very safe. What the fuck is this thing doing? Attack fell, that's good. What? I guess it having a Rain Dance makes sense with it being the cause of the rain somehow. But why are you spamming it, though? Is this like Gen 1 AI logic where it's like, oh, I'm gonna click the water move in the rain? But it's not really a water move in the traditional sense. Like, it is technically, but... yeah. I'd rather not risk a crit here, because crit strength definitely kills. And an Aqua Tail this whole time. Why would you click Rain Dance 3 times in a row? If you had this. It makes no goddamn sense. I'm gonna go into this to chip it with. I'm a little nervous. Scizor is so strong that I'm a little bit scared. Lava Plume could be... because we're in the rain, and it's a resist. Yeah, okay, good call. You're in the red now. So literally the highest odds of catching it. Nothing more I can do. The only other thing I think is maybe Sleep is higher odds, but I feel like most status I think is the same. And Para and Sleep are ideal because they don't deal damage over time. It's Lance of the Elite Four. I like the little extra animation you get when your HM user is currently out. I just thought that was cool. In fact, when I was younger, I might have even put my Flymon in the first slot whenever I used Fly, just to see that little like upward thing. It's stupid, but yeah. Bum 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 bum. Right. Now Scizor and Buzz are still behind. Keep running Buzz, I guess, in front. Let's try kind of low-key slaps. It's a shame. If I had actually finished up the rocket stuff last time, or at least not lost my progress, then, or the Safari Zone rocket stuff, I mean, then this wouldn't have to be as long, but I think I'm just gonna push through, and, I mean, I'm enjoying playing this game. Again, it is a little going through the motions, because I played it so much. Even this hack, I feel like I played kind of a lot, at one point in time, but yeah. Maybe not, though. Maybe... I definitely played it, like, I played it multiple times for sure, I just don't know how many, really. But, yeah. It still is generally a good time going through HGSS. It's like, it's a comfort game for me, really. Like, I do think the Gen 5 games are better, certainly in vanilla. I might even take... Would I take Platinum, Vanilla Platinum over Vanilla HGSS? I mean, I might, actually. But it's not too far behind there, like, it's in my top 5 mainline games, because I would just pick one of the Gen 7 titles. Even if this was number 5, I don't even know if that's necessarily true. But it's definitely up there. There's a reason why I'm playing it right now. If I didn't hold this game in some kind of high regard, at least for the series, I would not be playing it. You have a fighting move here? Or if you have EQ or something weird? Swagger. The exaggerated swagger of a... I don't even... What is Primeape like? It's like a pig? It's a pig monkey? I'm not even totally sure what it is, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait. It's intended to be an ape of some kind, but it has like a pig nose. Golbit. Psychic. Nice snap. Don't two of them? Yeah. It is kind of fun, like, activating the security system and, like, all that. Makes sense. Actually, is it 3 trainers? If it's only 2, I feel like that's still kind of overkill. If it's 3, then... Good lord. I don't know how to feel about that. And then there's those, like, weird panels that trigger, like, wild battles randomly. I guess they're supposed to be, like, trap panels or something to that effect. Oh my god. I'll just BP with this. didn't mean to click that. We BG'd instead of... Or sorry, wait. BB'd instead of, BB'd. Muck. There's a UE. Muckaroony. You wouldn't go for dark type move on the resist, right? Just screeches. Imagine like a pile of sludge just like screeching at you at the top of his lungs. Because that's what just happened. I don't know if Psychic... This has a good Spit F stat, but it's also chipped, so... Okay, it doesn't kill. It doesn't have a dark move, I guess. No, wait, didn't it click... No, the previous one clicked Assurance. For some reason. I think this is... It's just 2 per, right? Yeah. I think... Like I was saying, I think I just... Oh, I didn't realize you only had to do 1 of them before you can turn it off. Why did I think you had to do at least 2? I feel like I'm breezing through this a little bit, a little easily, so I'm kind of down to deactivate this. Oh, so no one's a ninja hideout, that's right. That explains, I guess, the traps, or the trap panels in that one spot. And they've kind of gone in, like, technologified, or whatever you would call it. This ninja hideout. That's kind of a cool concept. It does show that Team Rocket is really kind of down in the doldrums, though. Then again, they didn't really... Well, no, their HQ was in the game corner in Gen 1. I lied. I was going to say they didn't really have a hideout, but no, they did. You just go there, like, early. Like, first. Oh, you traced your flash fire. You traced my flash fire. Hey, Greg. Scientist Greg. Guard spec. Yay. Totally not something that I'm just gonna sell because I don't use X items in battle. I'm gonna go heal up. Although... Doesn't Lance heal us? I'm trying to remember there's an item here. Also, I just noticed like the metal clanging when you're walking around. You can barely hear it. It's kind of neat. I never noticed that. Oops. Yeah, I thought so. Revive. Would have been cool if this theme got expanded on the further you go down or something. You know, maybe somewhat akin to the cave theme, the Chargestone cave theme in Unova. Or even if, yeah, if it did like slow down and get more distorted or something. That'd be cool. Because it is a cool theme, but it is a little repetitive. If this were Gen 3, this trainer would detect me from here, and then it would scare the shit out of me, pan over. I remember when I first encountered that in, I think it was Fire Red and Leaf Green that did that initially. There's a Team Rocket grunt in Mount Moon that it looks like you can avoid him, and maybe you can, but if you like don't go maybe the absolute max distance away from him, he'll still spot you and like it'll pan the camera up. I remember when that first happened to me, like freaking me out a little bit. Maybe Fire and Leaf Green are the only games to have done that, like actually. I'm trying to think if Ruby and Sapphire had anything like that, and I don't recall that being a thing. I feel like leading Stark is kind of redundant. Because it's just so good into like so many mons. The only thing it can't really handle is like poison types, really. And I guess like flying types to an extent also. Would you sleep powder immediately? I don't know. I think I just Lava Plume anyway, because even if this doesn't kill, it does a shit ton. And it kills. Beautiful. Beautiful. Dustox. This might poison me or something weird, but I don't even know if it lives. If Venomoth dies, I feel like this dies. Venomoth's stats aren't actually that terrible, whereas Dustox's kind of are. I feel like Dustox maybe has like one decent stat, from what I'm recalling, but when was the last time I looked at Dustox's stats? It's been a long time. I'll just get everyone at 39 for now, instead of pushing for 40. Also, if I do Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, then there's Rainbow Rocket, which I never actually finished. But I think it's a cool addition. Giga Drain. Oh, whoa. Wow, they actually switched out. Wow. Even in this hack, that's been like a very uncommon occurrence. And it wasn't even... The AI could not have known that I had a super effective move for, Kinkler. Also, this could be... This should have Bulletproof as an option. I don't know why it isn't. But yeah, it switched it out because... I think because Kingler has a bad special defense stat. Which is more interesting than switching out because of type advantages. Of course you want to factor that into, but yeah. Dream Eater? No. I don't even think this thing ever learned Hypnosis. Maybe it would have had it at like level 1 or something? Or when it was a Ghastly, obviously. Need the voice of a certain person. The name of the person is Patrol. D-Knight's so cool. Oh, you know what? You know what I downloaded today? Was the Pokemon TCG mobile game. And not gonna lie, that shit's kind of gas. I don't know how it's usually played with physical cards, but I do know that usually you have to like draw energy and play those cards or whatever. I don't know what the rules are. I never, even though I had Pokemon cards and still do, I never I'm doing what's his name? I'm doing Rick Astley dirty by God, and I lost track of the fucking. You guys know what I'm saying. I don't know the rules. Yeah, man, it's just left you to do the work literally. No, straight up. But yeah, I never learned the really learned the rules for the Pokemon trading card game. But the mobile version is neat because you gain an energy each turn, which is sick. Pretty sure it's the same as IRL. I think the only difference is that you don't have energy cards. Like, it generates energy in, like, the corner. And you can choose, I don't know if you can do more than 2, but I think it's up to 2 different energy types. And so, like, I have, like, a lightning water deck that I kind of made with, like, Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite. And so, like, you can evolve them, and those guys both use, like, electric or lightning, in this case, and water energy. It's cool. It's cool. I didn't play it, like, too much, but I did a lot of the, like, the beginning stuff where you're, like, opening packs and, like, you know, unlocking more packs and, like, whatever, time savers and shit. But then I only played, like, maybe 3 or 4 actual, games. But I don't know, once I kind of, like, found a deck that, like, kind of worked for me, at least temporarily, I was like, man, this is kind of dope. And I was even not planning to do much of the battling. I was kind of thinking this would be cool to just, like, have a digital collection kind of deal and just open packs, you know, like, take like 60 seconds out of my day to, like, open the digital packs that they give you for free. I think it's like every 12 hours or something it refreshes. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess I could have just lava plumed, but Magnet Rise. They keep clicking that, and I don't have a ground type, so it's pretty funny actually. I don't even know if I have anything that can learn Earthquake. Can Evire learn Earthquake? That'd be pretty big if it can. Wait a second. Evire Earthquake on my electric immunity sounds pretty sick. Even though I'm gonna have fighting coverage, and I always say that ground and fighting are kind of redundant because they both hit steals. But being able to hit electric type super effectively when I come in on an immunity, that's pretty dope. Oh, I'm gonna die to this, unfortunately. Because this is pre-Gen 5 self-destruct, yeah. Burwell, Oni. We hardly knew yet. I gotta switch into Gar more in the cases like that. Let me see where Earthquake is found. Is there any change? Purchasable in Celadon City, that's it? Why though? Why is it only purchasable in Celadon? Where do you normally get it? If that was changed. Victory Road? Why was it moved? Why was it moved? I'm Pika hexing that on when I get to Victory Road. Why the fuck was that moved? That makes no goddamn sense. Unless they're just saying, it is in Victory Road as well as purchasable in Celadon. But if it's only purchasable in Celadon, I'm like, yeah, I was already planning to explore Victory Road thoroughly. Dude, look at Scizor. Look at this guy. His wings are visible. Imagine that. If only his battle back sprite actually showed his wings. Dude's drinking Red Bull. Stupid joke. TM49 Snatch. I don't even really... This is one of those moves that, like, no one uses. And I'm not even totally sure what it does. I think if you go for a setup move and the opponent uses Snatch, then they take the boost instead, or something to that effect. But you're better off just using Taunt. and preventing them from using it, I think. I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird fucking move. You might have fire moves still, even though you're not a boss trainer. So I'm gonna switch into you, just in case. Oh, okay. This is why I hate that the boss trainers have shit that they probably shouldn't have. Because then you see a regular Raticate and you assume, oh, it has Flame Wheel or something, and then it doesn't, and then I'm like, why? Because I would have stayed in. That, like, if you're playing a ROM hack blind, like, I get it, but it's also like, there's a reason why, like, these types of games have rules, you know? And if the rule is Raticate has a fire move or access to fire move, then I'm going to assume that every Raticate I see following that is going to have fire move. And I guess there's not really... You don't necessarily have to... It would be kind of boring if, like, every iteration of every Mon that you see has the same exact moveset, but it's like, well, a normal type running a fire move makes sense, though, because it's walled by steals, in that case. Or like a fighting move, I guess, in certain cases. I wish I could, wish there was somewhere to heal. Dubious Disc. Porygon Z's a mon that I want to use one of these days in a playthrough. I feel like that'd be fun. I'd probably do it in... Maybe Aurora Crystal would be the time to use PZ. That'd be kind of fun. What else would I do? I would choose a different starter. I'd go Gator, I guess. And in that case, maybe I do like Gator Ampharos. Or something to that effect. They kind of complement each other well. Ampharos complements this, complements Typhlosion well too, because it hits the water types that Typh struggles with. But even then, a water type's not going to do that great against another water type, so we'll see. But yeah, like PZ could be an option. What else did I want to use? If I'm running Gator, I'm going to want to run still a special attacking water type unless they do away with HMs somehow. If Aurora Crystal takes out HMs, that is going to be like the best Pokemon game, or at least like it's gonna bump up for me. If there's some way for those guys to like do away with HMs in the way they traditionally work, that'd be amazing. That is really like the main thing that holds back Gen 4. And even 5 to an extent, but I've talked about it before. Gen 5 doesn't have as many mandatory HMs, especially in Black and White 1. Black and White 2 does require Surf for a little while, but even then it's like one stretch of the game and it's like, well, I know at least for me, even in gens that like don't have HMs, I tend to run some kind of water type anyway. It's just a good type of Pokemon to have on the squad. It just is. Because then I can actually just run Waterfall on Gator. And I wouldn't have to worry about that. And then like the only thing is a Whirlpool, which you only need temporarily, really. To begin with. Like very temporarily if you're playing gold over silver. Who's furthest behind still? Buzzington, okay. Corneo's almost there. It's almost ready to evolve. Yeah, literally like... Do I have a rare candy, actually? I feel like I grabbed one. I do. Uh-oh. Boom, 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 boom. I do like... I think in Gen 5, maybe it was, where they stopped showing you your caught number when you save, and they show you your scene number. Because my caught number in most of my playthroughs is pretty low, because like I just catch my team, and that's usually it. But like it feels shitty to see Pokédex 18 when I've like seen 303 is crazy. That's crazy. So what, I haven't seen 190 of them? Since there's 493. Do I fight this single trainer? I think so. We'll fight this. We'll fight this guy and get Murkrow to 45. Yeah, perfect. He has 2 Mons. And then use the Rare Candy to get Murkrow to... Yeah, level up Murkrow to 44. It's always scary switching into Gar in these scenarios. If I had EQ, it's one of those things where it's like if I was an Evire with the EQ, I would maybe stay in and do that, but... Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Oh my god, crit. Yeah, I was like, there's no fucking way that's not a crit. My cargo is actually decently strong, but engine power is not. Bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum. I'd rather have Sucker Punch over Night Slash, though I would consider running them both if this works and I get both. If I don't, not a big deal. Oh, Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Please tell me my last save was like... Okay, it was at the Pokemon Center. Rare Candy first, dipshit. What? Why? Granted, I'm like a little under the weather, but... Weird-ass decision there. I like totally skipped a step. Whoops. Let's do the same exact thing. Switching to Gar on the Mud Bomb. Maybe this is going to be an Undertale situation where he clicks Crunch on the Switch. Because he knows. Dude, I'm so looking forward to the Steam sale at the end of the month, though. Like, I do actually want to plan to buy some stuff. Because, the backlog, insofar as what I have relegated to the backlog, not everything I own, obviously, is actually shrinking. Like, actually. I just have those, like... What, 5 Final Fantasy titles? Of course I got more Yakuza stuff, like with Judgment and Like a Dragon, but it's looking a lot less daunting than it was at the beginning of the year. And then like Fire Emblem I'm almost caught up on. Sure, there's games I want to go back to and replay and stuff. But it'll be a good opportunity to maybe pick up some stuff on sale. That isn't, like, in one of these series that I'm already chipping away at, kind of thing. Because FF16, I'll probably still just wait until I'm fully caught up. Which maybe that'll be, like, a big push I do next year. Is, like, wrapping up... I think I'll finish FF10 too by the end of the year, but I think next year it'll be like, 12. I don't want to guarantee that I would do 12 and the 13 trilogy, but like all in one year, but it'd be cool to have that done. Knock that out. Rare Candy first. Sucker Punch. Free nerf. 80 base power. Absolutely insane. I'm gonna get rid of Pursuit, because like I was saying, Pursuit trapping just doesn't really seem to be something that the game allows you to do. Because the AI is either too smart or too dumb, and I think it's the latter. Yeah, new fully evolved team member. The one that needed it the most. Gotta remember back for Bugsy's gym when Murkrow was amazing. Yeah, I can't wait for this to get one-shot by anything that sneezes towards it. We do get Night Slash as well, actually. Which, if that's the case, then yeah, I'll take it over... Oh, it changes back to Super Luck because PK Hex changed it to Insomnia. And I think I still want it to be Insomnia because, like I've said, this thing beats Hypnosis users and Spore and Sleep Powder users because, you know, Grass Bug Psychic. All mons that are very favorable for Corneo. Dude, this is a slow Gengar. Well, no, it's 6 levels behind, so it's going to gain, like, what, 2 to 3 points per level up. So let's say it gains 12 more, be 110. Okay, never mind. For a second, though, I was like, what? Maybe it... I don't know. You can take the EXP share off of this, though. Then throw... I don't hate the, Sharp Beak is what I was running. I don't hate the idea of flinching with, like, Sucker Punch or something. Would be kind of nasty. I don't mind that. Black Glasses would be kind of ideal, though. I'm gonna go King's Rock, I think. And is it time for me to run Choice Item on Gar? I don't think so. Like I was saying, I think by the time we get to the Elite Four, yeah, probably. In which case, maybe Scizor ends up running CB there as well. But I like being able to pick stuff off with Bullet Punch. I'm having a hard time remembering if I know I at least used Metagross in Volt Wave 2 Redux with Choice Band for a little bit, but I don't remember if that was, like, its item or not. I'd have to go back and look. Alright, Buzz is still furthest behind. Yeah, if this was, what is it, Gen 6 or 7 or whatever it is, crit mechanics, then I would probably be partial to Super Luck here. And then maybe run, like, Vital Spirit on Buzz, because that is actually an option. I think Insomnia and Motor Drive are better in this particular case, though. Because I'm not really great into electrics. Just kind of generally speaking. There was a trainer over here I didn't battle. I think... Do I want to PK Hex it now? I'm going to try my best to not even switch in Honchkrow because it's so much higher level than everyone else. In fact, maybe I even just EXP share Oni now. There's not a particular level I want it to hit. But it is the next one that's going to evolve. And it's also, like, probably my weakest member in some ways. Like, its attacking stat. I guess Seadra's not too far ahead of it. 82 versus 79. 82 versus 91 speed, though. But the bulk, 87-64. They're about flipped, actually, I guess. Defense and SpEdF. Seadra has slightly higher HP. They're probably both gonna be... They're both gonna feel like they fell off. Like, about now, basically. But yeah, because I'm not gonna switch in Honchkrow as much as I can, you know, convincingly do that, then again... Then again, Ariana has Vileplume, which might Sleep Powder or something, but also it's a double battle in that case. In this case, at least. So I might just wait till the end of the stream, like, before next time I'll change it back to Insomnia. Then why did you battle me? If it's not your strong suit. Dummy. 1974. Good year. I actually don't know. I actually don't know. Boom. X Spadef. You know, Team Rocket would be really cool in the context of something a little bit more mature. Not necessarily something like rated M or something, but, you know, at least rated T. Oh wait, you're Shadow Tag. Durr. I mean, I can just kind of mimics my focus energy. I guess if you Mirror Coat, then fine. Well played, then. Safeguard. Maybe I should have Dragon Breath to try to para. But yeah, Team Rocket in the actual games is, like, really underwhelming in a lot of ways. I think a lot of people really like them on paper, at least, or, like, you know, there's a soft spot for how they're portrayed in the anime, I get it, but that's, like, really goofy Saturday morning cartoon shit. I know in the manga's a little bit more mature. As, like, Japanese media tends to be, at least for, like, younger audiences. Like, you know, the fact that Naruto and stuff like that has blood in it is, like, alone kind of, in a sense, elevates it past, like, kids programming in America, because there's, like, I don't really think... I feel like if I saw blood in, like, Fairly Odd Parents or something like that, I would be... I don't know that I would mind it that much, but it's just, like, it'd feel out of place, I guess, given the landscape of, like, cartoons here. I think the logic, in some sense, with cartoons is, like, American cartoons in particular, is like, well, it's a cartoon, so you don't really necessarily have to bleed, so, like, why would we? You know, that's why, like, you know, cartoon violence, as it's labeled on, like, games or whatever. Where it's like, I guess Three Stooges is a live-action example, where they're getting beat up pretty fucking bad. You know? Like, instances where they would be bruising and bleeding and stuff like that. But they're not. But it is like a live-action cartoon in that way. The slapstick and all that. I might have a revive that I could have used, actually, but this is fine. Bum 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 bum. Still lead no Neptune. I don't even know if I'll... Well, maybe I'll even save Price's Gym for next time. But I want to wrap this up. We're pretty close to finishing this section. Yeah, because then next time I'll be like, I guess Price's Gym and like the radio tower. And then that's probably enough for one stream. Well, maybe like getting to Blackthorn or something. And then the following time, fighting Claire, finishing up in Johto, and going to the Elite Four. Like, going to the Pokemon League, rather. And then the following time, actually fighting the Pokemon League for the Elite Four. I guess the Pokemon League is the place, right? And then the Elite Four is, like, the actual name of the characters that you're battling. What did I just get? Full restore. And maybe we can do the meme when we fight Lance. Got stuff to sell. Petrel was a problem. I don't know if leading for EXP's sake is the right call here. Like, maybe I actually just want to lead something I think will be good. Fuck it, whatever. I don't think he's gonna lead Weezing. So I don't need to fear, like, Thunder coming out immediately. Also, doesn't Silver show up here? He doesn't battle you, but I think he... Oh, I didn't get the second bastard. Wait. I thought I battled everybody, but maybe you have to talk to one of them after? I think that's actually the case. One of them tells you the password in the end battle text. Like the one that was over on the left. Maybe I didn't battle this chick. Wait a second. Okay, I knew she would... I thought that she was the other password, but I thought I had fought her already. Which is what confused me. Bloom. If you sleep powder here, I swear to God. Okay. Because I would actually, in most cases, switch into Honchkrow there, if it wasn't overleveled and not Insomnia currently. Easy Lava Plume, neutral against something that's especially frail. Yep. That's level 40. 1, 2, 3. HP. Raticate Tail and Slowpoke Tail. I get the Slowpoke Tail thing, because y'all were after Slowpoke Tails with the Raticate Tail, though. This is when your rival shows up, you have both passwords, and then you try to approach, and boom. Yeah. He didn't fight us here, though, for some reason. Also, he's like talking shit against us for taking on Team Rocket again, but then he's here, though. Just shoves us like he did back in a New Bard. Alright, Petrel. I know it's you. I don't sound anything like Giovanni. How would I know that? Also, canonically, the main character speaks, I guess, but we don't see it. Actually, you know what? Giovanni was probably on, like, TV or something when Team Rocket... Like, he was probably on TV at some point. Although, wait, I guess he didn't get arrested, he just disappears. But I guess if he was that influential in Kanto, then maybe he was on TV to, like, promote his front? Being the game corner, I guess? Oh, outplayed, boy. Out fucking played. Get murked. Oh, it's Dig? Well. Going into Gar seems bad, though. I kind of just want to tank it. Because, like, I could go into Honchkrow, I guess, but then, like, what do I click in retaliation? I guess Fly? There's not Stab, so I knew it wasn't going to do much. Crit. Yeah. Fuck yeah. You love to see it. That might actually be, it might actually be 1/4 odds. Because I only have 2 boosters to it. And Honchkrow is saying, I think with Super Luck, that's 1. Razor Claw is 2. Night Slash would be 3. And I think that was a 3rd? Or maybe it was a 3rd and then Night Slash is 1 in 2. I'd have to double check. It's not great. It's not great odds. You're gonna go for Thunder here, I bet. But even then, I feel like I just maybe sack this. Like, oh, but on our way out, though, Ariana fights us. I guess I could just not click on the Murkra, or the Chatot in this case, and go heal. Assuming Lance doesn't heal us first, which he might. I just don't remember. Oh, it's Thunder. Stadium games could be fun to do, like Gym Leader Castle on stream at some point. I'd like for those to get decompiled, as opposed to emulating them, but it wouldn't be a huge deal to emulate them if I wanted to. I was thinking about this, where I think my favorite Gen 2 game, Gen 2 Pokemon game, is probably Stadium 2. Like, straight up. Obviously, we're talking mainline, and there's not really much to pick from, but... Again, why does this thing just, like, switch up moves randomly? And, like, Gen 3, it's probably XD. Like, I definitely prefer the GameCube games over, Emerald and Fire and Leaf Green, I think. Okay, nice that we lived that. But then you get to Gen 4, and there's really solid spin-offs in Gen 4. And 5, you know, with like Conquest in Gen 5, Explorers of Sky in Gen 4. There's like Pokemon Ranger. I don't really remember much from them, but I did like them. Yeah, I was like, you're not Sucker Punch. But those gens, I would probably still say my favorite games, even including spin-offs, are one of the mainline ones. And then past that, I don't even know if I've played very many, I don't even know that I've played very many spin-offs from Gen 6 and on. Like, I can't really... I feel like there hasn't been as many. There's like, I guess most of it's mobile now, right? I'm gonna go to Bulbapedia. You're gonna go for fire moves, so I'm gonna go into this. I wish it was listed by gen. Cerebi kind of has that, though. Hold up. Goes for double edge. Let's see here. Yeah, Gen 6. Detective Pikachu, I guess. Hawken. There's other stuff, like Art Academy and Battle Troze and shit, but like I don't really care about those. Gen 7, Pokemon Go, I guess, would be the most notable one. You had Flame Wheel last time, like I don't... If it double edges again, fine. I don't understand what you're doing. Has quick attack, but it misses because of hustle. Deserved, because you're playing weird. Gen 7, I already said. Magikarp Jump, I forgot that was a thing. Pokken Tournament DX, Detective Pikachu again? Re-release or something? Yeah, I don't really give a shit about the Pokemon spin-offs that are currently happening because it's mostly mobile game shit. Although I guess the TCG Pocket is like kind of the exception. That's the first Pokemon spin-off I've played in a while. And even then I like just jumped into it today for a little bit. How much does BP do to you? I want to see. Because what would the last one have been? Would it actually have been Conquest? Like, legitimately? This is a case for Choice Band Scizor, but I still win the 1v1 without healing items. Want to do Pokemon Ranger game? Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gone back to Ranger and Mystery Dungeon, really. They did that remake of the first Mystery Dungeon, but... I don't know, I guess it makes sense to go in order, but that's a weird one to pick when Sky is like the fan favorite. And you watch... Well, then again, wait, that remake was specifically of... It was both versions kind of like combined into one, because they were mostly the same game, Red and Blue. One was for GBA, one was for DS, originally. It's funny, I remember even at the time, me and my sister both had GBAs and DSs, but I let her play Blue. She didn't really play it much, but I had her play Blue because I was still so attached to my GBA, so I wanted to play Red. It's funny, because it would not have had to do with like forced touchscreen or dual screen gimmicks or whatever. That's not the reason, but it is funny to think about that, considering how I feel about DS games in a lot of cases. Did we get healed for this battle? Also, it is a little awkward if we die here. Wait, no, I have to like actually step in. Right, they open the door, but I have to actually... I think I have to actually go towards the door, and that's when the spawn happens. Yeah. But yeah, a new Ranger game would be cool. I haven't played those games in a while, but I did like their... I do remember liking their different take on the Pokemon world. Even if it's very touchscreen heavy, like, I don't know, there's something about it. Like, seeing more detailed sprites and stuff like that, especially at that time where they were still doing chibi with the mainline games. I don't really mind pixel art chibi. It's really 3D chibi where I'm just like, this doesn't work for me. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but it's part of the reason why, as much as I loved Persona 3 when I played FES, it's part of the reason why reload works for me much better, because I just don't like chibi, really. But thanks to the character portraits in the PS2 version, like, it still works. You kind of need something like that, I think. Here's how I would put it. 3D chibi without character portraits. Like, you need those character portraits to make the 3D chibi, like, not be so distracting, because, like, you're really looking at the portraits. And, like, in Atlus's case, that's kind of the case for a lot of their games. I guess Nocturne's an exception. Nocturne and DDS, because they weren't chibi. But, like, Persona 3 and Persona 4 have the portraits. Strange Journey has portraits, and it's not chibi, but it's like first person, so you get these really like muddy, non-detailed sprites in the distance, and then when you initiate conversation, it shows like the portrait or whatever, and like a more like a zoomed in, quote unquote, version of the character sprite. And then 4's not chibi, but its presentation is definitely limited in the 3D department, so they use portraits there. And now they're just making full-scale console releases, so they still do the portraits on the Persona side, which is, I think, appreciated. Because as dynamic as I think the 3D models are in Reload, which, like, they are very dynamic, actually, compared to a lot of their previous titles, for sure. But I think the portraits do still add something. That's honestly one of those things where I think about Final Fantasy VII and what I've said about the chibi stuff not really working for me there, as it doesn't really in most cases, but there's no portraits. There's nothing to, like... If they had character portraits or something, I feel like that would be... that would work for me more easily, I think. Maybe there's a mod to do that, I don't know. Double attacks the Dragonair, which is interesting. Or wait, did Arbok go yet? Yeah, it did. I'm just gonna U-turn on Hypno. Hey, yo. Dragonair goes down. A Yui. I wonder if this kills. I feel like it might. Hypno is more specially bulky, yeah. I thought so. I just go back into Oni. Would have gotten the EXP from that anyway, but this way whatever switches in next. Goes into Muck. Alright, this will get targeted towards the Muck then, which is fine. Get a little bit chip. Yeah, I guess speaking of, like, Mystery Dungeon, I don't really think that remakes... It's one of those things where, like, I don't really want remakes of Gen 4 and 5. Especially if they're going to do them the way that they're going to do them. And yeah, Mystery Dungeon's a spin-off, so, like... But yeah, but the sprite work is so nice. In those games. That would be something to just kind of port, in all honesty. Or, like, make it available on NSO or something, I guess, if they want to continue that route. Psychic failed to pick up the KO on this Muck. Chat disconnected. Successfully connected. Did my bitrate just tank or something? That's weird. Yeah, Yeah, Psychic failed to pick up the KO. Why did that kill? Okay. It's fine, I guess. That's a case for running specs, like I'm saying. And maybe I just don't risk the speed thing against stuff that could be faster. In which case, what? Like, if a Zam is out, I guess I could Corneo and Sucker Punch it in that case, right? Like, fast things that threaten Gengar can probably be handled by Corneo, or, like, you know, priority from Scizor, or whatever it might be. So maybe specs, maybe just modest specs, and we just, like, nuke shit. That might actually be what I'm going to settle on here. Because Spec Psychic would have obviously killed. Twisted Spoon would have maybe killed, actually. It would be weird to run Twisted Spoon on Gar, though. Like, specifically to boost Psychic. It's weird. He has a Haunch. And a Zone. Okay. Zone Sprite in this gen looks weird. I like the way that it looks in Gen 5 a lot. Then again, I've said that about like every Pokemon in existence. It's like, I like the way they look in Gen 5. It's rare for me to not feel that way. I can't even really think of a... Well, this kind of sucks, because I'm going to T-punch the Zone. I want to see what else you have in the back. If this Fire Fang doesn't kill. Which I don't think it will. Yeah. Does he send out a D-Knight? Oh, that's his last. Okay. Again, Screech Magnet Bomb, that's weird. Is that the best you can actually do? And again, with the lock-on, it's like, okay, Mirror Shot. First of all, I don't even know if Mirror Shot is this gen. And second of all, it's a special move. It is low accuracy. But I'm like, Magnet Bomb is 100% accurate. So, I think. So, like, I don't know. I don't get it. It's like lock-on... If I see lock-on on Zone, I'm assuming Zap Cannon. Team Rocket's youngest executive. It's like as if being a Team Rocket executive doesn't have to do with... Like, it only has to do with battling, and there's not, like, administrative stuff to do. I mean, I'm sure she means, like, eventually, like, you grow up to be a Team Rocket exec. But I think what she was really saying is you're strong enough to be an exec because you just beat the strongest exec that isn't the current leader, I guess. Can you just run from these? I forget if that's a thing. Beep beep about. This will be a good stopping point once we're done here. I mean, I get it, he's fast, but... Can you just not escape from these fights, period? I don't even remember how these work. Like, if I even need to knock him out, I know you can catch him if you want to. Okay, you can run. That leaves them there, though. Okay. So we have to actually kill him. In which case, I don't really have a great way to do that. I don't have any ground... Oh, no, I do have Dig. You don't get Dig? Why? It's probably better than Swift, honestly. If I'm being real. When was the last time I actually clicked Swift on a type? I don't think I have. This will be Earth Power eventually, but... I think I'm gonna EXP share you. If only for just these battles. This squad is pretty sick. Should be able to safely just click Dig. I don't know if it's gonna one-shot, but... Oh, you thought... You thought we were going for a special move, did you? Probably a good call, considering base 109 versus, like, 84 or whatever it is. But, alas. Still a 2 KO. Okay, that doesn't do enough. I always forget Electrode's kind of weak. Hence why it's so fucking fast. It's actually got an absurd speed stat, isn't it like base 150 or something dumb? Which is like absurd for Gen 1. Beep 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 140. That was close. Oh, just self... Okay. I mean, that's easier, honestly. I'm kind of fine with that. Also, we lived, which is kind of nuts, actually. I'm very surprised at that. You couldn't tell. I know self-destruct's only 200 versus explosion's 250, or no, is it 250 versus 300? It's something like that. It is like a 50 base power difference. And I know Electro doesn't have the greatest attack stat. Also, it's a wild mon, so it has no EVs. But at the same time, I was like, kind of shocked that we lived on 5. Could have been a roll, I guess. Now see, it's interesting to see that damage versus the first one. So this one clearly, either the first one was plus defense or something, nature, or this one is minus defense, or something to that effect, considering that insane damage difference. It's not simply like a roll, I don't think. Because, like, it was like at half, I think. Maybe like a little bit more than half. They did like a little bit more than half. Like 50-something%, and then that one did like clearly somewhere closer to like 60 or 70 or something. 65 maybe. Whirlpool. It's so funny that they had these scenes where like the protagonist is supposed to be speaking, like you're supposed to be speaking, but the words won't come out. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's just like, are you thinking about taking on the Pokemon League? No, you're right. It's like they're just talking to themselves, which is hilarious. They're having like an episode. If you were to animate that, like I could see like a Newgrounds animation or something, or like, you know, something in that style, where it's like, you know, Lance is like, hey, knowing how hard it is to become champion, and then you see like Gold like start to speak up, and then he's like, no, you're right. If you quit now, blah blah blah. It's just so fucking funny for some reason to me. Yeah, Price's gym has a decent amount of trainers, actually. So I think I'm gonna say that for next time. Give you the Razor Claw back. I can sell the garbage in my inventory when we go to Goldenrod. Yeah, we'll save and call it here. Made some solid progress. Next time, Price in the radio tower, and then we'll kind of play it by ear.